Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is going to be the top 10 underrated, not underrated, overrated, but I'm sure I'll talk about some underrated movies as well. Tonight, this was supposed to be myself and Joe Dirty Locks getting to this stuff, but I don't see Joe joining us right now, so I'm going to extend an invitation to Mr. Teflon in a few minutes, the Don Tony Teflon, and see if he wants to jump on as well. But we have with you, I have with me, not alone, of course, I have with me the live chat. I have all the chat folks that will pop in and out here throughout the evening. But this is an interesting topic because we were talking the last week or a couple weeks ago about some of our opinions on some of the worst actors. And then we took some suggestions of ideas for another show, because usually what we're doing is talking about good shows and being negative about it, but sometimes it's fun to be positive about negative things. I don't know what the hell we're talking about here, but someone, I forget, and if you did and you were the person that suggested this, please take credit for it in the chat or the comment section wherever you're connecting to this. And whenever you do watch this or listen to this, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. If you're watching this live, jump into that live chat and share your thoughts. I know I'm not talking about a specific television show and this is random, so we don't expect me, the royal me, the multiple personalities inside my mind. What I don't expect is a huge audience tonight, but I have Samuel already here, and that means everything. Not only have I been punched in the proverbial, the metaphorical testicles by the algorithm due to the Saturday Night Live fiasco, I also understand that usually it's, when we're talking about a specific TV show, I'm sort of like Venom, like the symbiote hooking on to Eddie Brock television show to get people to jump on in. So those of you that are popping on in to watch this silliness, you're the real ones. You're the ones that care. And I think I might have figured out my audio bullshit. I might be the same volume for the whole time. And there's no promises. There's no promises of being different volumes, same volumes, all sorts of volumes, up, down, left, right, BA, select, start volumes. There's going to be lots of shit going on tonight. But we all have our overrated movies. What defines an overrated movie? Is it a movie that everyone tells you is good, but it isn't really good and doesn't live up to the expectations? Is it movies that whatever, I can't talk tonight. But it's because the alcohol hasn't kicked in yet. But no, I'm kidding. How do you really define an overrated movie? I mean, who's rating it? And that's where it came interesting as I was doing my list. It's stuff that maybe it's not even a bad movie. And that's the thing. Some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight might be unpopular, might piss some people off because I'm going to talk about one of your favorite movies or something like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean I think it's a shitty movie. It just means I think it's a little overrated. And in some cases, a lot overrated based on what you get versus what you play with. The house money of some sorts. And we've got Mark Houston and Sam B in the live chat. Thank you guys for popping on in here. Toast to you. Happy Sunday. You are the man, Mark Houston. And that's the problem. No, I'm the man. You're the man. We're the man. Howard, I'm the man. We're all the men. But you are the man. Very much appreciated. So let me send out a couple of things right now. And let's send that out and see if that gentleman wants to pop on in and join me on this particular situation. And let me also go right here and do this. So if people haven't joined on one of these top 10s, basically we're going to go through each one of them and talk about it. You want me to try to say it? Samuel Beckley? Is that the correct expression? Sam Beckley? How bad did I destroy it? Did I kill it? Are you going to stop listening to me now because I destroyed the name that bad? Or is it, a fair shot for way to go and try, Phil? You made the best of a bad situation. We've got James in the live chat as well. Great to see you, James. I might be stalling a little bit to get a few more folks in here, but thank you so much to anyone that's checking this out right now. I know, as I said, these, join us now. These things are different than when I go live after an episode airs. Oh, shit. I can hear myself. Because I don't expect to have a lot of people join me on these ones. But we got James, we got Sam, we got Mark A. Houston, who's not rushing this process. He's not going to waste another moment rushing this down. I rushed the process. I did. I got to be careful. I got to be careful and not do that. It was all right. Okay, it's a Beckham. Okay. So, I didn't kill it embarrassingly, but if I said that, I'd be like that weird teacher at the beginning of class. Excuse me, Samuel Beckerly, could you come to the front of the class? That's not my name, Mr. Fell. And it's not. It's not your name, and it shouldn't be, and I won't let it be. Not for much longer. Okay, so here we are. Now, Alan thinks I have a lot of controversial opinions about movies and actors and stuff. Be kind to Forrest. Be kind to Forrest. We've got Gotti and we got Alan in the live chat tonight, helping steering the ship in there. Let's get some of their thoughts. I've got my cousin David's thoughts of some of his picks as well. But I also want to talk about, speaking of my cousin David, he was a producer of an amazing movie. You might have heard of the movie. It's called Rust. It is a movie that's the premise of the movie is about a teenage boy who accidentally shoots and kills someone. It starts off slow, but the ending is worth it. You might have heard about it in a few different avenues, but make sure you check it out. He is a producer on the movie, and everyone should check it out and watch it. Just for me, if you want to support me, you're supporting me by checking out that movie. So make sure you do that. And I'm not paid. He's not paying me. This isn't a paid advertisement. This is selfish family integrity going on right here. So check it out. We got Sonic, your motherfucking boy. We've got the reason why my ass hurts right now. Hemorrhoid hurts in the live mother-grabbing chat. We're about to get into this tonight. I'm stalling a little bit. I'm making sure my audio is staying consistent. The last couple of weeks, I felt bad, especially for Matt or anyone who tried to watch the Sopranos cast with the audio on that. That was like horse crap. Horse crap. A Quiet Place is overrated. I heard someone say The Notebook earlier. And those aren't necessarily on my list, but we will bring them tonight. Bring me your overrated music. Not overrated music. What is it about music? I didn't say anything about music. Bring me your overrated movies. And we will tell you. Speaking of hemorrhoids hurting, let me adjust my seat a little bit here. A Quiet Place was great. Everyone, see, this is what the situation we're going to get into tonight. I think even more than we got with our actor thing. I think this is going to be very interesting because overrated, again, is going to mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. With all the people, right now I have in front of me 15, 16 movies that came to mind immediately, or not immediately, with minor effort that are my overrated or underrated. I'm going to narrow it down to 10 and maybe mention, the extras here and there. And and the thing is, though, I don't hate all these movies. It's just I don't think some of the hype that surrounds them is worth. I don't. If I can use a stupid expression for the moment, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze on some of these motherfuckers. The Hurt Locker is overrated. LA Confidential, Beyond a Snooze Fest. We'll take in the chat. And if anyone wants to, let me do. Where was it? Okay, here we go. If you need to call in, if for some reason, I know we got a small group here tonight, small but loyal, amazing group. I appreciate every single one of you. And wherever you are, if you have access to it, share this out so we can get even more folks in here and start talking about these movies. But if you want to get your voice in and I somehow miss it, there's a text message number, 781-990-8509. I don't know why I said that. That's so slow. It's also on the screen, 781-990-8509. If you would like to, you're welcome to call on in as well and leave me a voicemail. The voicemail line is open right now. I may turn on the actual phone line at some point, but right now we got some voicemail line. So leave your voicemail and we can do that. Hurt Locker, Never Ending Story 3 was horrible. Rarely do I ever say that about a movie. That is absolutely true, Sonic, your boy. Sonic is not just my boy. He's not just your boy. He's like most creators' boys because he always, oh my goodness, I'm playing conga drums all over the place. he always tries to say good things about a movie or a television show. If I'm saying, or Joe's saying, or Tony or one of us are being more difficult on something specific, Sonic, your boy, is like, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. I mean, he's not being hard on us for being hard, but he generally, you're just sort of like, for you to say, and I know this, for you to say that something is horrible is a big deal. Like that's not just that's like me saying something's amazing, or like I say it all the time, so it's you can't really believe a word I say. But if I say something is specifically like this is really bad, you're gonna listen. I did not. Did I see 28 Days Later? It's one of the zombie things, right? V for Vendetta. Voicemail is cool because it's both vocal and postal. Do overrated albums and songs and bands. That would be cool. We will definitely do that. I'm going to get Alan, who's in the chat right now, to jump on. Maybe we can get Craig as well on that. And we'll have a Wasted Talent podcast about our overrated albums and bands. Might turn into Bloodsport arguing over it. But yeah, we'll definitely maybe get Big Daddy Matt from the Sopranos cast to join us on that one as well. Because I would love to do something like that. And I would love to do more music casts, top lists with music-oriented topics as well. So definitely. And this topic tonight, as I said, is not something that Joe or I picked. This was a request from somebody. I forget who it was. It may have been Tracy. I'm not positive. But V for Vendetta is one of my top movies. Joe might possibly join us tonight. I talked to him earlier in the week and he was supposed to, but I don't see Joe. I just extended an invitation to Tony. I don't know if he's busy tonight. If he's not, maybe he'll jump on in later. Otherwise, you're stuck with me in voicemails, which is probably pretty good. I need to get this therapeutic ridiculosity out there. But we'll take some calls tonight. But possibly Joe, possibly Tony. Definitely some voicemails and maybe some phone calls a little bit later. From some of our folks in the live chat. So we'll see how the evening goes. But for right now, you guys are stuck with me. It's been a long time since I did this. It has been. I haven't tried to do the live thing since the Saturday Night Live fiasco. And then before that, it was a time before that too. This is in times and situations is a healthy option because it lets me get out all my goofiness. I look forward to the Bowen Temple. 28 Later didn't completely suck. C+ movie. So let's read a couple more of these live comments and see if anyone else mentioned somebody. Gotti says, my mother and Aunt Joan hated The English Patient more than Elaine from Seinfeld did. Alan says, Taxi Driver. James says, The Hurt Locker. We got LA Confidential, Quiet Place. Phil, definitely do overrated TV shows next. Oh, I could definitely do overrated TV shows. I might even stretch into that tonight. I might stretch, especially if it's me babbling here. We might stretch into overrated TV shows as well. How's Joe doing? Your beard's looking good, Phil. I'm going great too. Oh, I'm deteriorating rapidly, and you can see it on screen. What's really cool about the show I've done, the first podcast. Well, I did live radio shows before that, but the first shows we did on this particular channel was with Gotti, who's in the live chat. We did the Breaking Bad recaps after the last 4 or 5 episodes of Breaking Bad. And and then after that was The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and lots of stuff. If you did a flip book of all the podcasts from this point back, you could see me deteriorating. It's wonderful. I've done it before. You can just go, click, watch it. You can see Joe's beard get big, small, him gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. But me, you just see me slowly changing into Willie Nelson's asshole. It's really kind of cool. Like it's awesome. It's an awesome party. But yes, Gotti was a part of the very first stuff ever done on this channel, the Breaking Bad after show podcast that we actually did. We live streamed on something called Upstream, I think it was called, or Ustream. And then I uploaded the videos to YouTube. Bum bum ba da 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 da. So let's get started here now. This first one on my list. Am I just going to start off right and make people hate me? No, but number 10 on my list, because I do think the first movie, and yes, I am going to be grouping some franchises together instead of naming each individual movie. And maybe that you could say I'm cheating. Well, fuck you if you think that's cheating. You know, that's what I got to say about that. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Oh, it's Ustream. Yes. Willie Nelson's asshole is overrated. His music's killer, though. Well, I think it's time. Everyone got that? But before we get started, I know I have this is like more foreplay than I don't know how to help me finish this joke. Mad Lib people. I haven't started yet. This is 17 minutes of anticipation. It's getting ready to start. What is this more foreplay then? But as I change the subject again to the fact that they announced that there's going to be a new Spaceballs movie, which does not excite me when I hear about some of the creatives attached to it, but I am excited that Rick Moranis will be back in acting, which is a good thing. Man, fucking Drell. Mandrell in the live chat. Great to have our good buddy Mandrell and another one of my longtime friends even though we weren't in the band at the same time, in the very first band I was ever in, Shattered Image, the one and only Brendan Davis from the Bedrock podcast. Is that what it's called? Am I correct? Make sure you check out Brendan. He does some wonderful movie breakdowns and things as well. So check out Brendan and feel free to share the link to your show in the chat if you want, Brendan. And we weren't in the band at the same time, but we were both in but my first band was I was in with Brendan. I might have just called you Brandon from 90210 a couple of times. Sorry. I know that's, I'm just got 90210 on my brain all the time. Bedrock Podcast, yes, in the Bedrock blog. Make sure if you want to check out some more awesome movie breakdowns and just different shit about, just interesting information and such, and just from a cool guy and a cool bunch of guys, make sure you check out the Bedrock Podcast with Brendan Davis. Check it out. Guitar player of Shattered Image. Shattered Image fame. Oh, yes. But, okay, then I will. If you call me Dylan, I'll call you Brandon. Okay, 300 is overrated. 300 is definitely on my list of overrated. V for Vendetta. I've seen a lot of V for Vendetta. A lot of people saying like V for Vin Diesel is overrated. Is that what we're saying? So on that note, number 10, no, because it's higher on my list. I was just gonna go straight Diesel to start here. People, I'm sorry, but number 10 on my list for overrated is the Matrix franchise. Yeah. I know people love it. People love the Matrix movies. They're great action, wonderful, different martial arts styles, interesting stuff. I find some of the dialogue and some of the over pontificating like makes my ass hurt when I watch it. It's just not. It's not good for me all the time. I like Keanu Reeves, and I know I put him on one of my worst actors list last week, so this is kind of rude to come here and like pick up the Matrix franchise as my number 10 here. But it's not something that I truly enjoy as a movie. I think the first one is legitimately a good movie. Okay, and I know this is faint praise, but I do think the first Matrix movie is entertaining. It's good. It's deep. But I think everything after that, minus the Animatrix, is kind of shit. And like everything they do, like when they get into these places and you talk to the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy of the founder and the repeat access, and it comes off like if I don't get it, I'm an idiot. And okay, I'm an idiot. I don't get it. It's too much. It's too deep for me. I'm not on its level. I'm the stupid one, not the Matrix. I don't get into them. It's not. I will rewatch the first movie, but I think the first movie's only good because of Joey Pants. I think Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves have both been excellent in other things for me. They're not the problem with it. It's the movie. The problem is the way the movies are written, especially the second two. Again, the first one is a good movie. If it existed onto itself, I would not talk about it on this list. It would just be a good movie, a really good movie, like a damn good movie, a fun movie you watch a couple times a year because it's a fun fucking movie. Those second two movies and just the Matrix thing, like the bullet time and everything. in everything. In Shrek, they put fucking bullet time in Shrek. I've seen it. It's enough of it. And they didn't even do it in the second two movies because it was so overdone. We're talking overrated. We're not talking bad. I'm not saying the second two movies are all bad. I like some scenes, especially some of the action scenes with where all the Smiths are coming at him. That I thought's kind of cool. I like some of the visuals, some of the individual acting moments, but most of the dialogue how do I say this in a stupid way to make sure I sound stupid? It sounds like people smelling their own farts. It's what I hear in the air, Mosher, be fair, is people smelling their own farts. It could be the Matrix trilogy, subtitle, smelling your own farts. That's what I consider the dialogue in the Matrix movies. Great action, fun action, entertaining to watch. But overrated as fuck to me. So yeah, I'm sorry, Matrix fans. I know. Not that I have that many subscribers anyways, but feel free, unfucking subscribe. Tell me to go fuck myself. I don't get it. I'm not deep enough. Give me your garish responses and tell me I'm not on your level, man. And I don't mean the definition. Alan would be the only person that knows what the fuck I'm talking about there. But whatever. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Matrix 2 and 3 were just not good. Yes. Smoke weed and watch The Matrix. Good times. Good fucking times. I agree, Mark. Good. Shut your brain off. Watch it. It's when these second two movies, like they come off like they want you to have like a deep degree to understand all the multi-layers of the philosophies that they're intertwining with the I'm not just gonna name some asshole, with asshole philosophers, but because I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I said, maybe I'm just not smart enough. It's like that play by David Ives when you got the three monkeys trying to do Hamlet, and each one of them has a name of a different author. I'm not smart enough to know the author's work enough to understand the subtlety of the fucking characters. So I'm stupid. I'm too stupid for the Matrix sequel movies. First one's a fun movie, and visually, I've enjoyed many a time, dudes and dudettes, dudes. Come on, dudes. Come on in, dudes. Come sit on Uncle Phil's lap, dudes. Dude and dudettes. I've enjoyed many a time turning the volume off on the Matrix movies and putting some music on and listening to the music and watching the visuals. I highly recommend that. Do that. Just, And then I picked up a piece of hair and it pontificated inside my own humanity. And then it went inside my toe on a vacation trip when I cut my toe open, and then it was like sipping glass inside my own humanity. And my own humanity stuck a fraction of society's whims on the winter flame of George Glass's apothecary. Don't you understand me, Neo? Don't you know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry. That's my impression of Matrix fucking dialogue. The visual effects are great, though. Okay, the visual effects in The Matrix were amazing. Got to give it that. I never looked at it that way. Mark. Oh, and Mark's like Sonic. Oh, that's supposed to be his birth to death. I do enjoy 3/2, which is a take. I don't know which of the two I enjoy. I think I might enjoy 3/2 as well. I just don't really enjoy 2 and 3 as much as 1, and I think it's an overhyped sort of thing. I do think each of the two movies have some scenes that I enjoy. Phil, when you watch a movie, what do you look for it to be a good movie? Good story, acting, pacing. I think I look for the movie itself to be the best version of what it's trying to do. So if it's a character piece, I'm going to be more focused on the characters. If it's a big epic sort of situation, I'm going to be more focused on the big overall storyline. If it's a action based, I'm going to be focused on the action. So to that definition, I'm going to say the Matrix sequel movies deliver what they're trying to do if you're watching those as action movies. And I think they do. But I think the creators of those movies try to inject a lot of philosophical meaning from scene to scene to word that I think is a lot of bullshit. And I think it's just very, very bullshitty. But I still enjoy elements of both those movies. And maybe it's not bullshit. Maybe I'm just bullshit in the head. You ever think about that? I could just be bullshit in the head. Cuckoo in the cabeza. Loco in the coco. You know. Okay, Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know who I'm talking about, KFC dude. Yeah. The founder. Isn't it the KFC dude? Or no, that's the guy who created McDonald's. The visual effects were great. The worst part of the Matrix movie is Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith is not a good actress. She's also one of the worst parts of Gotham. Ooh, is she bad in Gotham? Not a good. Okay, we forgot about fish taco tonight, which is another amazing. We've got some fish tacos tonight. Sorry, doggy. Oh, turn that volume down. Shit. What kind of an asshole am I? But that's a great fucking name in the live chat. Jake, you're not lying, Joe. We forgot. Yeah, everyone forgot about this Matrix 4. The only thing I like about the Matrix 4 is it does have Jonathan Groff in it, who I do like. But other than that, the less we talk about that, the better. Jada was great in Gotham. Seriously. Yeah, Fish Mooney was not my favorite character on that show. We'll talk about that at a different day, Sonic, your boy, because I want to revisit Gotham because there's a lot there. But Fish Mooney was not my favorite character on the show. I will say that. I think she did a good camp version of what she was trying to do, and I don't think it necessarily balanced out with some of the other feel of it. I think in the right kind of thing, that character might have been able to fly, but I think it kind of went against some of the more serious themes that they had sometimes with the early stuff of the CSI Gotham show that they kind of had going on in the first season with Bullock and Commissioner Gordon or Officer Gordon. So that's my Matrix rant, and I guess I'm sticking to it. Let's see what else we got to say in the live chat. So Sonic, yeah, when I watch a movie, I need the whole fucking package. I want the whole package. I want it all. I want it to touch me. God, he says, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Aliens come to Earth, and Richard Dreyfuss gets all like dramatic and stuff about mashed potato sculpture. I don't know, like whatever happens there. I don't fucking know. Hemorrhoids hurts. Oh God, my hemorrhoids are hurting right now. No, my overrated films are Karate Kid 2, Devil Wears Prada, all the new Tom Holland and Zendaya Spider-Man movie. We're getting some good picks tonight. Gotham's Joker should have been in a Batman movie. I am with you on that one. I think he is one of the underrated Jokers because he played it on a show that couldn't actually be called the Joker, and on a show that was that you're not the only person who said that fish tacos tonight that didn't get into Gotham. Gotham's a tough sell in some ways. It is, but there are some individual great performances within it. And Dominic's performance as the Joker, who, if you don't know the actor that plays him, if anyone's ever watched Shameless, he's Ian on Shameless. And a lot of times when Ian disappeared on Shameless, he was disappearing to Gotham to go do Joker things. But what I think is interesting about his version of the Joker is he plays a couple different versions of him. With slight spoiler, he plays twin brothers, and both brothers become Joker-like, but different types of Jokers. So it is a very multi-layered performance, and I think he's probably one of the standouts from that series. Even if you think it's shit, it's hard to look at his performance as a Joker as anything but marvelous. He really leans into it, and he's not even the Joker. They weren't allowed to call him that. Great actor. I'm rewatching Shameless right now, and there's a lot of really great people on Shameless. A lot of attention is going to, I don't even know his fucking name, Flip. I call it Flip because of Yes Chef, because of the duck. No, what is it called? Not the duck. I'm blanking on the fucking name. You know, cooking show on Hulu with the fucking Yes Chef. I can't think of the name of it right now, but. Yes, Gotti, fake American Shameless, which is people could say the same thing about American Office fans, fake American Office fans. Shameless, which was originally not which is a remake of the British show, right? UK show, BBC show. Yes, I agree. He could have been great young Joker in some of the movies. Absolutely. I think he's the closest to Mark Hamill's Joker live we ever got. Like, he's really, like, he's full on Joker, even though he's can't use the name. Why am I blanking on that name? Oh my goodness. Okay, number 9 on my list is another one that's gonna piss off some people, I guess, but some people might not care. So yeah, you can not care all you fucking want. But this is a movie that I know it's a good movie. I know it's inspirational. I know it matters to a lot of people. It really does. It affects some people. It is inspirational to so many filmmakers that angles like this and shit like this didn't happen before this movie. This is the greatest of all time. This is the movie, the greatest one of all time. There's nothing better. Fuck Hitchcock. Fuck anybody. Fuck anyone who tried to do anything before this. This is the one. This is the one. Everyone's complaint about The Godfather, I throw onto this movie. It insists upon itself. And that is Citizen Kane. I like Citizen Kane, except for the Chekhov sleigh or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit at the end. I think it's a pretty good movie. It's a decent movie. It's okay. And I know it's about the inspiration and it's about what what kind of camera angles and the way the story was told. But every single film analysis class I've ever gone into, you walk in there, you sit your ass down, and the teacher goes, Citizen Kane's the best movie of all time. No conversation. And I'm like, fuck you. No, fuck that. Let's watch it. And I'm going to show you why. And I appreciate it. I know some people are going to go, you Philistine, Phil. How can you not think Citizen Kane is great? I think it's a great movie. I think it's an inspirational movie. I think it is a good quality movie that is ahead of its time in a lot of ways in the way it's present in the presentation, some good acting in it as well. I think it's a very, 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 very good movie. Do I think it's one of the greatest movies of all time? No, I don't. I really don't. I'm sorry. It's just not that for me. It's just not. It's not it, bro. That's not my sound, bro. I can't subscribe to that when there's so many other movies that I would fill my top 10 list with. It's just not something that I would put there. That being said, some of the filmmakers whose movies I have there probably would put Citizen Kane there. And I appreciate that. And because people can say, oh, it's the black and white. No, not necessarily. It's that it's so old. No. I mean, maybe, perhaps. But I don't think most of my movies have a recency bias going on here. I just think it's the prime example of an overrated movie to me, not a bad movie. And that's why it's number 9 on my list, not higher up. I probably could even have it a little lower, but I do feel like it needs to be mentioned in this context right here because it is, by definition of how much it's glorified and how little I like it, it's overrated. Let's see. Yeah, Chekhov's toilet brush that ends up being a sleigh or some crap. Let's see. Also, all I can say about that is ghosts to come. Jared Leto's Joker was good, Snyderverse. Watching at high speeds to get caught up to see you guys. We got Celeste Baratheon, the mustachioso. Citizen Kane is good, but it's not the greatest movie of all time in the whole universe ever. What is the oldest movie that I really, really like? Wizard of Oz? 1939? Is that the Wizard of Oz? 1939, the Wizard of Oz? Which I do not think is an overrated movie, and I think is a masterpiece of beauty. But I could be am I wrong about the year? I might be wrong about the year, right? Sound of Music? What year did The Sound of Music come out? Probably much later. A lot of Disney movies, probably like early Disney movies. The Hustler was a Hustler. Some Psycho. A lot of Hitchcock stuff. The Birds. I'm trying to think. It's putting me on the spot without having the movies in front of me. Casablanca is a great movie. I definitely like that movie. Pretty much most things with Gleason in it. I like Jackie Gleason. Wizard of Oz 1939. Okay, cool. At least I have one piece of trivia. I do have to announce that my trivia team, which consists of Gotti and Alan, who are also in the chat, and my cousin Pete. We went to trivia night and we conquered it. We beat every other team that showed up. We destroyed them. I mean, there were no other teams, but we still destroyed them. But anyways, so I'm kidding. But I would say The Birds was great. Sound of Music is way overrated. Fair. I could absolutely see someone saying The Sound of Music is way overrated. That is because some people that is the musical. Sound of Music was 1965. Okay, so movies. The original Scarface I kind of like. The original Cape Fear I've seen a bunch. I kind of like that as well. Movies from the 30s and 40s. Let's say movies from the 30s and the 40s. Let's take a look here. Casablanca, Citizen Kane, The Maltese Falcon, It's a Wonderful Life, which I don't like. Which, spoiler, it might be on this list. Double Indemnity, The Big Sleep. So I like Casablanca. I like Citizen Kane. I like The Maltese Falcon. I don't remember The Big Sleep. I don't remember Double Indemnity. Modern Times, I don't remember. I like Mrs. Smith Goes to Washington. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I like The Adventures of Robin Hood, the 1938 version. I've definitely seen that with Errol Flynn. Gone with the Wind, 1939. Not my favorite movie, but pretty good. Vertigo, good movie. America, and one of my favorite movies of all time, would be on my top 10 favorite movies, or at least my favorite Christmas movie that isn't like a comedy, would be A Miracle on 34th Street from 1947. So to answer your question, that's a list of some of the older movies I would have liked. But I also like some Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin stuff, but I don't know if that counts, especially Buster Keaton. So I don't know. So I would say probably when I start to notice stuff would be Buster Keaton stuff, as I can't say that without my Boston accent, dude. Buster fucking Keaton, dude. He beat Mike Tyson in The Thriller in Manila, dude. Charlie and Chocolate Factory, I still need to watch Freaks, Gone with the Wind. Phil, are you going to go watch Jurassic World Rebirth with Scarlett Johansson in it? Yeah. You're damn right. You're damn fucking right I am, but I'm not going to go to the theater and watch that. That's something that I'll end up watching at home alone in the dark with me and Scarlett. Yeah, Abbott and Costello's, Three Stooges stuff is all early stuff that I like. Citizen Kane, albeit a good movie, is still very overrated to me. Next up on my list, this is going to be a tough one because, again, I don't want all these to be action movies, but this is another action movie that I just don't think is a good movie. I don't like the performances in it. I think some of the action is more cheesy than good. And I'm going to get some hate for this one because I know this is a very popular movie. I might have even won like awards and shit like that, but number 10, 9, 8. Number 8 on my list is Gladiator. I know a lot of people really love Gladiator with Russell Crowe and River Phoenix with Joaquin Phoenix, but I think it's like Joaquin Phoenix's worst work. I think he sucks in that movie. Like, I can't watch him in a scene in that movie without laughing my living ass off. And I think Russell Crowe, he will beat me up. Fun around the world. I think the best thing Russell Crowe ever did was in that South Park. No, I like Beautiful Mind. I think he's delivered some really good performances. I just don't think Maximus is one of them. I think it's a how do I like he just like he's like, here, let me do a phone in, like it's a phoned in performance. It's like not real acting. I know people love it. It's got some good spectacle to it. It's, to me, there's not much quality to it. No matter 300's another one that's kind of like that. I could put them both on this list. I know one's Ridley Scott and one's Zack Snyder, but there's just something. But I don't feel like 300 gets the love historically now after it existed like that Gladiator does. Even when Gladiator 2 came out recently and bombed, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I thought Gladiator 2 would be good." I feel like everyone just kind of woke up and realized how bad Gladiator actually is. And it's not much difference between the first one and the second one, except for some better acting performances, I guess. But I don't know. I know people are gonna hate me and punch me in the face and call me ass face and something else with my face. But I never really dug on Gladiator. Joaquin Phoenix was apparently scared when he walked onto the Gladiator. You can see that in his performance. His performance is unbalanced, and not unbalanced in a good way. And you see him later. He does such good work. He's such a great performer. And I almost didn't appreciate him as an actor because of how much I hated him in Gladiator. And I think he's the one that makes me hate Gladiator. I think I'd be okay with the Russell Crowe thing. But even the way the whole story at the beginning where he loses his family, it's just yada yada and a very, there's just not a lot of time and emotion set into it for me to care. I don't know. That's the problem with me, with it for me. It rushes the process and it makes me not care about the characters. Ralph Cifaretto is going to whack me in the face because he loves Gladiator. And Christopher tried to show him those old movies. He didn't like it. Yeah, Gotti, I think Phil and Joe should do live watches of Only Fools and Horses. That'd be great. I'd love to do some live watches with Joe if I could get him to come over here and do some live watches. Independence Day. Oh, my God. How could I? Oh, my shit. Oh, my shit. Thank you. Who said that? Thank you. Was not on my list, but I'm making a quick adjustment. Happy 4th of July, Daddy. I lost my virginity to 300. I'll never say a bad thing about that movie. Hey, that is so fucking relevant and important, and I am so with you on that one. If a show or movie has any sort of significance like that, I know the music that happened for me, and I'll love that album for the rest of my goddamn life. The song that I know, the exact song that was playing right when the moment happened, it was "Eat It" by Weird Al. Eat it, just eat it. Yeah, that wasn't as funny as I thought it was, but it's also not true. But it's okay. Yeah, not even Ralphie could save The Last of Us. He could not do that. Excuse me, I have to go refill something, and to refill something, we will do this quick, small musical interlude. I'll be back in a few seconds. This song is brought to you by the letter R. That's because the song begins with the letter R.
Grab your sword and shield. It's a stolen horse, it's real. It's Groundhog Day on a 3-day course. Final man starts to strafe. Keeps his weapon. If you wanna be safe, run around like a stick in the mud. In the fairy rains, in the mouths of floods. It's funny how evil can push politeness. You can't fight. It's a time crisis.
Okay, I'm back. Thank you for humoring me right there. Okay, so let's go. Now, Last of Us sucks so bad I quit the show. Damn it. Fitting. Very fitting. Very fitting. Oldest movie I love is Planet of the Apes. Okay, next on my list, I got to talk about it. It wasn't something that was originally on my list, but someone in the live chat, the fish tacos tonight, brought the truth tonight. Not just fish tacos, the truth. Let's bring some truth to the show tonight. And the truth is that Independence Day was also a motherfucking overrated movie. And it's next on my list. I don't even think it's a good movie. But when it was out, it was very much put up there on the pedestal of movies. Summer blockbuster, and even created a sequel many, many years later. That was an unnecessary sequel. So I do have to say Independence Day belongs on my list. And it's a movie that historically I've talked a lot of shit about, so I feel bad not putting it on my list. So, I'm unfollowing for this take. You should. That being said, the end part where Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum come together and like that whole end section is fucking awesome. That's fucking fun. Shut your brain off entertainment. It's just not, the whole beginning part of the movie is a bunch of useless bullshit, and the speech that Bill Pullman gets at the end, and the Happy 4th of July, Daddy, that's cheesy. That's like so cheesy it makes my heart stop because it clogs my arteries. It's just bad. But I do think the action at the end is kind of cool, and I think Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum give wonderful individualist performances, like star-making performances. They both were stars already, but I think they're both really fun in the movie. And I think it is a fun movie, but it's not a good movie. Yeah, Will Smith punching an alien, welcome to Earth, motherfucker. Whoever said Weird Al movie was amazing with Daniel Radcliffe. Loved it. It was hilarious. Everything I wanted in the Weird Al biopic. Weird Al's made 2 movies, UHF and that biopic, and they both are so him. And I love it. The biopic couldn't have been more than what I wanted from a Weird Al biopic. So I am 100% on that. Underrated. Jeff Goldblum in bad movies cannot be used in the same sentence, Phil. Oldest movie I really like is M or Metropolis, both by Fritz Lang. I think Metropolis is the older one, actually. Phil, did you like The Substance? I don't know if I saw The Substance, Hemorrhoids Hurts. I did not see that. I love Sleepers with Brad Pitt, and I think that is a good movie. A sad, fucked up movie in some ways, too, but I think that's a very good movie. Excuse me, as well. Excuse me for 1 second as I call. Oh, yes. Sorry, I had to mute it because I sounded like Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, letting out a big giant burp. So next on my list here, let's see what else I got here. What is this when I get people upset at me again? I mean, this whole thing is different things that are gonna piss people off. Let me clean up my list a little bit because I have to take off the ones I've already said so I don't double up my picks. And let's take off Gladiator. Let's take off the Matrix franchise. Let's take off. Okay, next on my list is a movie that I think a lot of people really, really like. But obviously, because I think it's overrated. And that is, bear with me here. Like, again, I know some of you might end up wanting to unfollow me altogether from my perspective here, but follow me here. My pick is Full Metal Jacket. That's right. I said it. Full Metal Jacket. Now that's what number 10, number 8, number 7, number 6, number 5. Full Metal Jacket. The reason why I have Full Metal Jacket on my list, because in a lot of circles, in a lot of situations, it's glorified as, such an amazing movie, such a wonderful, incredible movie. I consider it similar to another movie I have on this list that's higher up on the list, that I think the whole entire movie is shit except for one section of it. The first half of Full Metal Jacket is maybe one of the best movies of all time. Really, like, not saying Basic Training, all of that, everything with Vincent D'Onofrio and Private Pile, all of that is unbelievably captivating television, movie, whatever. Unbelievably captivating cinema. It's some of the best stuff ever captured to screen, in the way it's horrifying and really just grabs you from the beginning and pulls you in. So ridiculously incredible. The second half of that movie is boring and pathetic and awful and meandering and just goes on and just I turn it off every single time. Every once in a while I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give the second half of this movie a shot. And you know what's funny? The movie Stripes, Stripes is the same fucking way. The minute they leave Basic Training, that movie sucks. But it's not as glorified as Full Metal Jacket is. And that's why I'm talking about Full Metal Jacket here. The beginning half of that movie, greatest movie of all time. Second half of that movie, shit on a stick, boring pile of turds. So, because of that definition, I'm going to say it's an overrated movie. But I understand if some people really love that movie because of the first half. Because I do too. I will put that first half up against any section of a movie ever. And it's beautiful, wonderful, amazing cinema. Second half of that movie, you couldn't pay me to watch it again. I just won't do it. I won't do it. You can't. There's not a donation that could happen to get me to sit and watch that thing live. Because I'd fall asleep. I would fall asleep spontaneously. I might even go into stasis because of boredom. Hemorrhoid hurts. I'm not going to give you a preview of one of my top list numbers, but stay tuned is what I'll say about your little comment. Let's go. What people in the live chat have to say about my stupid comment here. Let's see. I like Swiss Army Man. Metropolis. Oh, no. The first half of the movie is great. Agree, Fish Talker. Phil, who's your favorite actor and actress right now working? Like currently working today? Right now? Me. No. David. Walking David is my favorite actor working at the moment. Hire him, kids. And watch his show. No. My favorite working actor at the moment... It's probably still, I mean, there's a lot of good young actors, there's a lot of good people performing, but the first two names that popped into my head were Christian Bale or Edward Norton. Not that they're necessarily in the prime of making their best movies at the moment, but they're two names that just immediately shot into my head of people that are working right now. As for actresses, there's a lot of good. Scarlett Johansson's definitely on the top of the list. She's excellent performer. I'd have to think about that. I'd have to look at a list of some people and think about some movies. Let me see if anyone else pops in my head while I'm talking here. But those are a few names right there. I think it's a good movie. It isn't the best movie ever. Phil, do you like the? Not about that. Tom Cruise says Alan. Let me see. I want to look at this. I still think Marissa Tomei is she's still working. She's one of the best actresses working. You see her Edith Bunker. You didn't think anyone could do that voice like Gene Stapleton, but she killed it as Edith. I love how that's my metric for acting ability. But I do think there's a lot of really great actors working right now, so it's hard to pick a couple of people. But I do think Harold Perrineau is amazing. He's incredible on From, especially in just everything he does. So much screen presence and just grabs you in any moment. That's a good one. We did worst actors. It would be fun to do a best actors. Walter Goggins has so much flexibility. He really does. And we've got the amazing Carla who's in the live chat. Carla, I want to send a special congratulations. Carla was joined I don't know the name offhand, but I watched it last night. It's great to see you getting the exposure you deserve for your amazing voice. Carla, if you will, share the link to that video in the live chat if you would like to, so people can check out her performing an Adele song with this group. Great musical performance, and Carla has one of the best voices I know, and it's good to see her show it off for such a wide audience and jump in the chat, jump in the comment section of that and give her some love. And if you jump in there and you get to see all these people showing her some love. So it felt good to see Carla getting the energy she deserves for her amazing talents. So make sure if you would like Carla, share that link in the chat and I'll approve it if it blocks it because of a fucking the YouTube crap. But great to see Carla in the live chat, who I'm still going to make sing on one of my songs at some point. I don't care how big you get, Carla. We're recording a song together at some point, my friend. Anyways, so yeah, Full Metal Jacket would be next on my list. Yes, it was the Rolling in the Deep version. I'd play it, but YouTube copyright bullshit, so make sure you check that out if I don't know that, I can't remember the name of the group offhand, but it was very cool stuff. Reminded me a lot of, what do you call it? Absolutely. Thank you, Kyler. We definitely are. Unbelievable. Not even doing it. I'm trying to get Spice. Tell me what you... Sorry, as I'm trying to... let me play music while I fucking look stuff up on the phone. There we go. I'm trying to look shit up here. Do you know what it had to kind of feel to me, Carla? Have you ever seen Postmodern Jukebox? Like the group definitely had a whole cool like Postmodern Jukebox vibe to it, and that's one of my favorite groups to listen to their stuff. So I very much love that, and it kind of opened the door to listen to that group, listen to a bunch of their music last night while I was doing some work around the house, and definitely gave me that Postmodern Jukebox kind of vibe, which you would fit in amazing with them too. So yes. Thank you, Sonic, for sharing that. Much appreciated. Please check out Carla's version of Rolling in the Deep. Okay, so as we continue. Ooh, Hemorrhoid says the Harry Pothead movies are overrated. Is that like the spin-off movies about like potheads? Potheads become pretending that they're wizards with their bongs? Would that be like, you know, like with porns, they do like one time, Alan, who's in the chat, we let him go rent a bunch of videos, and he went out and got Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th, a nude beginning. You know, it was ha ha ha, it's hilarious. But you know, the Harry Pothead is a movie I would watch. That seems like a movie that should star Joe and I. You know, Harry Pothead. I'll be Harry Pothead. Petritranos, my bong. Pack that shit up. Yeah, Harry Pothead and the Philosopher's Stoned. That's good, Hemorrhoid. I don't know if you made that up. That's clever. I dig on that one. I'd watch that. Okay, so, oh God, is this where I'm gonna start piss again? I don't feel like I'm ever going to piss people off as much as I am with the next one. Which should I get my Kubrick hate out of the way right now? I guess I have to. Next on my list is Space Odyssey 2001. Sorry. Fuck off, Phil. Who the fuck are you? Yes, I'm an asshole. I hate Space Odyssey 2001. It's boring. It puts me to sleep. Except for that scene at the end. You don't want to do that, Dave. You could fucking throw the rest of that movie out and just watch that scene. That scene's great. That's a great scene. That is a great goddamn scene that is filled with so much menace and interesting stuff, and I know you need the buildup of it to pay off. And I'm stroking off a giant sycamore tree. Yeah, I'm jerking off a sycamore tree and spraying it all over my face. I understand, okay? I am just bored to shit of Space Odyssey. I think it sucks. I'm sorry, and I guess I hate Stanley Kubrick, but I don't hate all of his movies. I like scenes in his movies. If we could take the end of Space Odyssey, you know, with I don't want to do that, Dave. You know, like all that fucking shit, you know? Take that when we get the fucking computer error fucking shit up and combine it with the beginning of Full Metal Jacket, then you got a movie. Just give me that movie. Give me the super edit of that crap, and I'll be happy camper. But otherwise, I'm fucking bored. 2001's a classic. It is. It's a classic. I suck. I'm a horrible person because I hate it. Caligula. Yeah, you do. It's funny, Alan. You got Caligula that same night that you rented Friday the 13th, a nude beginning, Caligula, and maybe even a 90210 porn movie too. Oh my goodness. We've got Moni G. Rock on, Shaka Khan. We got the amazing Moni G in the live fucking chat. People, 2001's classic. 2001's dull. Thank you, John Haymaker. At least I have one person. One person's in the chat. Visually, it's beautiful. Again, beautiful movie, great stuff. But I find it incredibly boring and overrated. And again, these aren't movies I hate. I don't hate Space Odyssey altogether. These aren't movies I think are crap, like the worst movies of all time kind of stuff. That's a different list altogether, like the worst popular movies. These are just movies I think that the juice isn't worth the movie squeeze. And the love that the movie gets is confusing to me. I'm confused. I don't get it. I think Space Odyssey is boring with a fun scene at the end. But I think Star Trek, the first Star Trek movie, is boring too. For the same reason, because I feel like it's too Space Odyssey-like. I don't care about spaceship porn. Maybe that's the problem. Most of Space Odyssey and Star Trek 1 have a lot of ship porn. You know, like slow fades. Like, here's some Donkey Kong porn for you. Here we go, Donkey Kong. Since he's still in the frame, look at Donkey Kong's ass. Donkey Kong has a big ass. And here comes Data, Who's coming outside Donkey Kong's ass? Oh yes, it's Donkey Kong porn. Oh, I'm on Donkey Kong. What do you think about that, Hal? I don't think you should do that, Data. That's my impression of Space Odyssey, okay? Sir, you shouldn't play with your toys anymore. I'm sorry, I won't. I won't play with my fucking toys.
Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Oh, stop that. Okay. So let's see. Let's see how big of an asshole I am. Quest for Fire is greater than Space Odyssey. Carla, thank you. Keep up the good work with singing. Phil, what Phil doesn't like a Star Trek movie? I don't really like the first Star Trek movie. I don't. I don't love Insurrection either. But I don't hate either of those movies. They're just not the Star Trek movies I would put on. I don't think I'd ever put on Star Trek 1 to watch it. I just wouldn't. Except for maybe for Bones' crazy beard. That's kind of neat. But I feel like it takes away a lot of what makes that cast fun. Because it takes away the fun. But I don't know. I think 2, 3, 4, 5, and I even like 5. For minus some Cybok. Yeah, I do like 5. I don't mind roasting some marshmallows. That movie is a pleasurable movie experience because it was one of my early going to see the movie experiences when I went to see it with who Gotti's in the chat right now. I saw Star Trek 5 in the theater with. But yes, there are Star Trek movies I don't like. Overrated. Carla does have an amazing voice. I'm glad people are checking that out. It's a very Ric Flair. Woo! I did say 2001. You didn't fucking mishear me, motherfucker. Space Odyssey. Overrated. Let me delete this off here. But again, I understand people really like it. It's a good movie. It has some good scenes. It's inspirational. It's wonderful. Can I say that in a more condescending way? I get that you guys like it and shit, but you know, if you like that kind of crap, you can go ahead and like it. But no, it's just not one of my favorite movies. It's something that is not entertaining to me. I did see the extended cut of the Star Trek The Motion Picture. I just woke up. No, I mean, let me say this. I just don't think the vibe of that movie balances the vibe of the rest of the Star Trek movies. And again, who am I to talk about this, really? But I feel like every other Star Trek movie from the original cast has a certain vibe to it, even the bad ones. And that first movie feels like it was supposed to be a different cast, and halfway through it was supposed to be like Decker's the cat. I don't know. It feels like not genuine to me. I don't know. I can't quite verbalize it, and it's just boring. Hey, Phil, we got Studio. I don't know why I said, hey, Phil, as I was reading your comment when I meant to say, hey, Studio 11 Live. Hey, Phil, great to see you, bro. So glad you chose to stream this topic. I'm excited. This was a topic that was presented by someone in the chat. I honestly not sure who it was. It might have been Studio 11. It might have been Moni. It might have been Tracy. I forget who suggested this a couple weeks ago, but this is a fun topic, and I'm excited to be doing this too. Yes, it's making me very unpopular, but I don't mind. 69 dudes. Phil, newest Star Trek movies or generation movies or original Star Trek movies? I think if I have to pick one set, it's the original movies for sure. But I do like a lot of the next generation movies, and I like parts of the JJ movies. I don't like them as a whole, but I do like the first one and the third one. The second one, Into Darkness, kind of bothers me more than the first and the third one. But I would say that's a show I could do where I've just made an ultimate ranking of my Star Trek movie list. But quick fire, I would say Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3, Star Trek 6, Star Trek 2, and Star Trek 4 are near my top. And then in the next cycle would be probably, I like First Contact. I like parts of, and I like Star Trek 3. then probably, yeah, I'd have to think about it from there. But talking about some of my, so I think First Contact's probably my favorite Next Generation movie. I feel like they never quite got the Next Generation movies correct. And I think the best Next Generation movies are the final episode of the series, All Good Things, and Picard Season 3. I think those are the best Next Generation movies, those two sets of situations. Star Trek 4 is amazing. And anyone who, like, it made the whales, whatever, all that stuff, it's a amazingly entertaining movie. And it's a good Star Trek movie, too. So, never. It never does. And I feel like in Star Trek 1, you missed that a little bit. The first Star Trek just has a weird atmosphere that just doesn't feel very Star Trek. It feels like Star Trek characters are in a pilot for the Decker and Voyager series. You know, or what was the bald girl's name? The Sinead O'Connor one? Like, I'm calling her because she combines with it, but combines with Voyager. But I just feel like it was almost a sci-fi movie that they decided to make into a Star Trek thing and add elements of the TV series that they were thinking about doing instead of making a Star Trek story that would be beneficial. I feel like they were working off of the overhypeness of 2001: A Space Odyssey, my most recent pick on my list, just to circle this back, and they tried to make the movie as much like Space Odyssey as possible, and that's part of the reason it got made. I know the famous bum 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 from Space Odyssey. I don't know if I've ever watched the entire movie. I just know the clips. Star Treks 2 and 4 are the best Star Treks there is. I also have a lot of affinity for Part 6 as well. Okay, next on this list, this is where we're getting a little, is another action series. I guess I hate action movies, but I don't. I just don't get the hype around this series because some people pick V for Vendetta, some people pick a bunch of other stuff. My Vin Diesel pick of choice is the Fast and the Furious series. I think the first movie is pretty good, and I think the movies were pretty good when Paul Walker was still a part of them to a certain extent, especially the first couple. They're okay, fun action, shut your brain off stuff. But the fact that this is still existing and still going and moving and happening, and the hype and the vibe that gets surrounded by these Fast and the Furious movies, I just think are ridiculous based around what the movies actually are. And again, maybe I don't get it. I'm not a car guy, but I do like car chases in movies, and I think it's fun. But when we start getting like the Fast and the Furious versus the aliens, we've reached the point in time. I don't know if we're even there, but we've reached the Jason Takes Manhattan stage of Fast and the Furious at this point. And I just don't know why it's still going, and I don't get it quite. So I do feel like the series is a bit overrated. In the way, I don't think they're bad movies. I think they're good, shut your brain off, entertaining movies. But people take them awfully serious, and including the people that make them. And I don't find them much different than the quality of like the Expendable movies, except the Expendable movies are a little bit more fun because they know what they are. And the Fast and the Furious movies tend to take themselves, in my mind, a bit too serious for their own good. And I think a lot of that's Vin Diesel, and it comes off as stupid to me, and not my cup of poo-poo. And sorry, guys, if I'm out of the family now because of that my awful take on the Fast and the Furious movies. I've only watched the first two. No, it's all theatrical. It's all the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack, I can buy that. We've got Ledness, who just became a member. Thank you so much, Nuss, for joining in. What a beautiful kitty picture. Thank you for becoming a member and joining a dime bag of support. I am taking a drink in honor of your support and puffing on that dime bag you just purchased. Thank you so much. Being such a big Sopranos fan, I have mixed feelings about The Many Saints of Newark. Sometimes I feel like I give the movie a pass because I love the Sopranos universe, but not so much. Overrated. I would say by that definition, if you were giving it a pass because of you're giving it a pass because of the love for this, how great you think the Sopranos series, which it is one of the greatest series of all time, it does kind of make it overrated if you're projecting that kind of stuff onto it, because I do think that movie is onto itself is a disappointment of a movie. If you ever watch Star Trek 1 again, look at Chekhov's face when the bald lady walks in. It's hysterical. I love the first Fast and Furious movie. I wanted that pink I like the first one too as well, Carl. I think the first one is good, shut your fucking brain off entertainment. It just was like the joke that wouldn't stop. You know, it's the kid. It's I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. It's not. It just it's over and over. It's Jesus fucking Christ. The family and it's just too much. It's too much. It reached a point of apex. But the first one is fucking like a good fun movie, and that car is fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful, Carla. I am with you on that. And I like it for the car porn of it all, but it's just not a movie I like. Okay, I want to see where I am on my list. How many I have left in my top 10 before I give my honorable mentions here. So I have to revisit some of my lists so far. We have at number 10, I said the Matrix franchise. At number 9, Citizen Kane. Yes, I'm a dickbag. Number 8, Gladiator. Number 7, Independence Day. Number 6, Full Metal Jacket. Number 5, Space Odyssey 2001. Number 4, The Fast and the Furious. Now it's time for the top 3 most overrated movies of all time. Here we go. Let's get into it. After Tokyo Drift, very cool. I feel it went off. And again, I don't think those movies are inherently a bad thing. I think they have their merit. I just think the way of which they're put out there sometimes makes them a bit overrated. I don't think they're shit movies. I don't think any movie I've mentioned tonight I think is shit. Maybe Independence Day. No, I'm kidding. No, I honestly don't think any of these movies are shit. But the next movie on my list, number 3, right? Is that number 3 or am I number 4? Sorry, I can't count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, number 3. Number 3 on my list is my thumbnail. And that is, in fact, Titanic. No, Titanic is not number 1. Titanic is number 3 on my list. I think Titanic obviously was so huge when it came out. I think that Celine Dion song is overrated for sure. So it's hard not to call this a hugely overrated movie. Where I think it's where there's a couple movies I have ahead of it for personal reasons and for like mind blown that it's as successful as it is movies. The Titanic, I will give credit for the way they recreated everything and they made everything look. It visually really got you in there. The last 30 minutes of that movie is horrifying and captivating. What sucks about it is the love story. That's like an unnecessary sort of side story that's in it. That's a just simple romantic love story. That's not much different than you would see in like The Wedding Planner or Maid in Manhattan or any other Jennifer Lopez movie you want to pick. You know, it's just like a cheesy love story that's mixed in there with some really like Lifetime movie level acting with 2 awesome fucking actors. Like, let's not fucking cut the shit sandwich. We're talking about my favorite actresses. What's her name from Titanic? Blanking on her name right now. Mare of Easttown. She's one of my favorite actors working, and Leonardo DiCaprio obviously has proven that he's, you know, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. But the only one performance I like in that movie is Kathy Bates, and I guess what's his name is a dickbag shooting people all over the place is pretty good too. Billy Zane, this is hilarious as as asshole Billy Zane in the movie. But I think overall story itself is just blah. I'm not sure what else you could have did with it, but the hype machine that was built around that movie, based around in what the movie actually was, it would be impossible not to put it as a very high place on this list. That being said, it's a very watchable movie, and the end of the movie is really done in a horrifyingly, like, putting you in that place. It really does kind of grab you and put you in those moments. And I'm still pissed at Rose for not moving over on that thing and letting Jack climb up there. Or like letting Jack swim over to one of the other million pieces of wood floating in the water, you evil person. Kate Winslet. I think Kate Winslet is one of the best actors working right now. And I think she is extremely awesome. So the best part of Titanic is when the ship was breaking apart. Yeah, the break apart, the sinking, all that kind of stuff, I thought was really effectively and awesomely done. And I think all of that being said, it's still a horrifyingly overrated movie. And yeah, it's just too much. Is it one of the best movies of all time? Is it worth all the money that it made? No. Best part of Titanic, yeah, is when it was breaking apart and people died. I remember sobbing, driving home. My grandmother was there and she told me she remembered when it happened. She never wanted to watch a movie about it. 100%. I mean, I think it really grabbed and captured the emotional moments right there, you know, in a really realistic way. I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't on the ship. I don't fucking know what was going on. But it does feel like it captured something. And I think the end half of that movie is extremely well done. Yeah, and the musicians playing for the last time, what I can imagine, I guess I would do in that moment. It's just sad, and like in the way that you all look at each other, the captain moment there too. I think it was all extremely heartfelt and well done when they get to the real stuff on it. The stuff that's unnecessary is all the other hudgapaloo that goes with it. Yeah. Am still on if you feel like jumping in. Probably be on for another little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I can't type. I'm just doing the old couple in the bed waiting for them to go down. All very emotional stuff. Very fucking emotional. Really hits you in the goddamn heartstrings, dudes. It does. It absolutely does. Okay, so let's get to my other two because we might be joined by a guest. I'm not sure yet, but and we'll want to get some of his picks as well. Next on my list, this one might get me some hate. I know I've said that a lot tonight, but this one actually might really get me some hate because this is a very good movie. This is not just a good movie. This is an Oscar-winning movie. This is a best movie winner type movie here. The Titanic. Oh, wow. That was fucking crazy. Number 2 on my list here, folks. Let's do this. Let's get to number 2 and let's press our luck here. Here we go. Press our luck. Number 2. Oh, let's get a couple more comments about Titanic before we let this go. But of course, I'm not going to end right at the top 10. We'll scroll back and get the Revenant. Titanic suffers from the Hollywood blockbuster machine. They needed to keep us in the seats for at least 2 hours, even though we know what happened before we sit down. 100% Studio 11. And I think it was one of those cases where not enough time and attention, I think, went to making a interesting enough story. They knew they had people in the seats because of the spectacle of it. And James Cameron is an interesting filmmaker because I like so much of his stuff, but is it a spoiler to say that he might a couple of his movies? Oh, whatever. Let's finish this up here, and then we can talk about my list here. Haha. But the next one on my list is a tough one because again, ooh, what was that? Oh, don't do it. Number 2 on Phil's list is Dances with Wolves. Now, wait. Don't boo me. Don't boo me. I know people love this movie. It won the Oscar that year, but that's my fucking problem. My fucking problem. Okay? This is psychosomatic Better Call Saul shit. Like Better Call Saul going 0 for 40 in the Academy Awards. And I'm still angry about it. So when I read shit like Dances with Wolves beats a certain movie for best movie of the year, it can't help but snuff me right up in my goddamn uppagus. I mean, stick it right in my fucking it's digging a rock inside my left nut. It hurts that this movie, The Dances with Wolves, beat Goodfellas for the best movie of the year. Like, I'm not saying Dances with Wolves is good. Goodfellas is at the table for one of the best movies of all goddamn time. No question. Sorry, it is. It's sitting at the table. Goodfellas. I don't want to hear it. You think I'm funny? You know, I'm not funny. You're funny. What are you laughing at? Listen, Spider, go fuck yourself. Take that, Christopher Moltisanti, right in your fucking ear. All I'm saying is Goodfellas is one of the best movies of all time. It was absolutely the best movie that year. Dancing with Wolves beat it? No, on what fucking planet? Go fuck yourself. No. So, Dancing with Wolves, I'm sorry you get shrapnel because the Academy sucks my left testicle. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that's the case of what you're dealing with here. That you have to, like, take my fucking ass smell because you fucking gave an award. You gave the goddamn best movie of the fucking year award to Dances with Wolves over Goodfellas. So because of that, your stupid ass Goodfellas, your stupid ass Dances with Wolves is number 2 on my most overrated movie of all time list. Simply because of that. It's no problem with Kevin Costner and his boring ass acting and some great fucking cinematography and some motherfucking bullshit. Whatever you want to say, go fuck yourselves. But you can't tell me that Goodfellas wasn't the best movie that year. It is, because it's one of the fucking best movies of all goddamn time. But speaking of one of the best of all goddamn time, I'm not alone with me. I'm about to get into my number 1 here, and we'll get some of this person's picks. But his name's gonna be incorrect on the screen when I start this here because I thought I was gonna have somebody else popping on in, but the one and only, the amazing Tony the Don Teflon. It's not Joe Dirty Locks.
Well, it's how it feels to be Joe. I mean, it's all right.
Don't worry. I'm gonna get your name off. I think I got a Tony thing somewhere in here to get you on. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? Thanks for joining me.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. There we go. That's better. We got Tony Teflon with fireworks and shit like that. There we go. We're back now. I'm doing good. I'm talking about some of my top overrated movies of all time, Tony. All right. And that's the topic. That's the topic tonight. Let's move Tony in here. And sorry, it's just gonna take a second just to get the everything all together. So I got to find something with Tony's name, so it doesn't say so we don't say Joe's Dirty Locks here. But there we go. It's a Game of Thrones background, but we'll do it. We'll do it here. We got the Don Tony Teflon joining us. If you haven't already, and you're somebody, and if you haven't, I don't know where the fuck you've been. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Teflon TV. And
it's all right. So, people don't know who I am. It's fine. I like not people. I realize that it's not bad people not knowing who you are. It's not bad at all. But I have to 100% agree with you on Dances with Wolves.
Dances with fucking Wolves, Tony. What the fuck?
This is why you hate the Academy Awards. This is why you do it. Dances with Wolves, I'm not saying it was a terrible movie. But when you compare it to the greatest mafia movie ever made, better than Godfather, better than anyone, better than anything. It's no comparison at all, and it's just the fact that it should have been a walk away. And this is why the Oscars are like the WWF, and it's all staged, because who should have been the one to get that movie 100%. Yep. And they should have been the one to hold that down. And the fact that they didn't get it, I agree with you. And I'm gonna throw something else out there in case I wasn't listening. I just got up, so I don't know. But let me put up another one.
Please.
That did the exact same thing, and that is goddamn Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay, the Gump. We haven't talked about the Gump, but here's the Gump. Bring it, Tony.
Yeah,
Bring it, Tony.
Forrest fucking Gump. And Alice. Well, why? Because your woman's a whore. All of a sudden, you're carrying people across the bottom. All you could do is run fast. This guy is the Flash, right? All of a sudden, carrying people, making Bubba Gump shrimp, doing all this other thing.
I don't got no legs, Lieutenant.
And that movie wins over the Shawshank Redemption? How is it possible to give the Oscar? And you only did it because you wanted to give Tom Hanks the double Oscar win.
Yep.
And that is what's bullshit. You wanted to give Tom Hanks 2 Oscars in a row. You had no choice. You wanted to do it. You didn't care what it came up against. He was going to win. So you had to get Forrest Gump the whole movie to make the whole shit just go around and stuff. And it was just bullshit 100%. The Shawshank Redemption is a far superior film.
I am with you. I even like Forrest Gump, but it's like if you try to compare those two movies, it's not fucking comparable. Excuse me. Let's get in the live chat a little bit. Free your mind. I'm subscribed to the Unusual Suspects. Great. Thank you, everyone. It's great to have Tony here. Someone says better than The Godfather. Better than The Godfather. And that's a debate, and that's a topic we can talk about on a different day. I think I would say both movies are sitting at that table. One of them is more accurate to what mob life probably really is like, and one is poetry and like a glorified version of like a magical kind of version. And The Godfather's a little bit more sort of romanticized, like an opera, whereas Goodfellas feels like really like these people are fucking assholes, you know? Like,
listen, The Godfather 2 is better than The Godfather. So I mean, The Godfather 2 is better than The Godfather. I think that's a Garrett shoo-in. I think that's one of the only times you could say the sequel is better than the original. Would say Empire Strikes Back is better than Star Wars, right? There's not many sequels that are better than the original, but I think The Godfather 2, I don't think that's debatable.
That's a good conversation too. That's a separate conversation, but a good one, Tony. The Dark Knight, I would say, is better than Batman Begins. But it's rare. You're right. It's rare for a sequel to surpass it. Godfather's an argument, but I have heard it's funny. And I think when TV Guide at some point did their top 50 movies or something like that, they had Godfather 2 number 1 and Godfather 1 number 2 or 3 or something like that. Just to get to my last one of my pick, and then I want to go over some of if any Tony has and get Tony's opinions on what my top 10 is so far. But my number 1 list on the most overrated movies of all time, just to get it isn't a surprising one because it's been hinted at and talked about in the chat, and it's a movie. Again, this is one of those cases of a movie Tony, I understand why people enjoy the technology behind it and the special effects, but the movie itself comes off to me as just hollow bullshit, and it's just like it's been done before, and it's just not very creative. And that's Avatar and the Avatar thing. Like I can't, for this success, for simply being the highest grossing movie, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat and people, the highest grossing movie of all time. It's so overrated. What the fuck? Like, with that movie, Tony, like, again, I'm not saying it doesn't have some good parts and it's kind of cool. Like, some of the technology that they do is neat, but like, it's just, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on that one with how much money it's goddamn making. I don't know. I don't know your opinions on the Avatar movies. I'm not a fan.
No, I 100% agree. I've never liked the Avatar movies. I watch it when they come on home video because it's a spectacle, but I'll never pay money to go see it.
Fuck yeah,
listen,
exactly.
It's the same tired thing. Human beings going to some island where there are some native people there, and the humans just want to take their resources from them, and then one human turns against his own kind to go down there and join up with these people and fight back the humans. That is the story.
Yep.
You have seen it, whether it's in someone, as we just said, someone joins up with the Indians, all of a sudden that they're the better people. Someone joins up with Africans, they're the better. It's the same story. It's just done with blue people that are extremely tall. And that's it. So, it's nothing cutting edge. It's nothing special to me. It's nothing that makes me say, wow, this was a great fucking film when I seen it. It's not Terminator 2. It's not that good.
Nope.
It didn't leave you. Like, that is a cutting edge movie. When you seen the T-2000, you never seen anything like that on.
And it still holds up now, Tony. Like, you watch it now, it still fucking looks good all these years later. And that's another example of what you were saying earlier with that's an example of where it's arguable because the first movie is obviously a different kind of movie, but it's better than I think it's better than the first movie. And the other one, I think Aliens is better than Alien for me.
Yeah.
It's just really like Aliens is a lot of fucking fun. So to go over my list, some of my go over my list of top 10, and Tony, feel free to tell me I'm an asshole or an idiot on any of these. My number 10 on my list was the Matrix franchise. I think that they're good movies, but the second two movies are overrated, and the dialogue makes me feel like like they're purposely trying to talk down to you, and I feel like they're smelling their own farts, and I just don't think it's worth it. Number 9 on my list is Citizen Kane. Everyone says it's the greatest movie of all time. It's, for me, it's all right. It's just not the greatest. The next one, this is one that might surprise some people, is Gladiator. I think it's Joaquin Phoenix. I don't enjoy him in that movie, and I think Russell Crowe is kind of hollow, and I think the action's kind of cheesy. I think the scene.
I like Gladiator, so I can't.
I like it too, but I think it's just a little overrated of like the popularity of it, but fair. Like a lot of people, like most people in the live chat, told me I'm fucking stupid on some of these. Independence Day is the next one. I like Independence Day, especially the end, but I think it was a little too overdone. Yep. Here are my two weird ones. Full Metal Jacket. I only like the beginning of the movie, Tony. I think everything that happens after basic training is boring and late and like puts me to fucking sleep. But the basic training with Vincent D'Onofrio, I think that part's awesome. But Full Metal Jacket is, and Space Odyssey is the next one. I only like the end of Space Odyssey, like when the machine throws the dude out the fucking window and shit, or like with the whole all that fucking shit. Next is the Fast and the Furious movies. I know a lot of people like those, but again, it's overrated. Then we got Titanic, Dances with Wolves, Dances with Smurfs, and and then Avatar, Dances with Wolves. And you said that you're a big fan of Gladiator. Any other ones that you're like, no, you're wrong, Phil, other than Gladiator?
No, I wouldn't say any other ones. It's really just that Gladiator. I mean, Titanic, I didn't get it, but I do understand why girls liked it. And it was the woman who drove that box office to as high as it did.
Yeah.
I remember this lady, Charlotte, who owned a video store called Parky's Videos. And I remember asking her, and she went to see that movie 15 times. This is a grown-ass 50-year-old woman at the time when I was probably like fucking 16, 17, or whatever it came out at her age. And she went to go see it that many times. Like, and it was just the women going back and back and back to see it over and over again, that ran that whole thing. So it wasn't for me. So I see the box office was just driven purely by women, multiple views by women over and over again. And for some reason they thought it was romantic. I don't think it was meant for me. So it's hard for me to judge, you know what I mean? So it is what it is with that.
What would pop into your mind for yourself of what are some overrated movies for you? The movies that you just
just jumped in. I haven't had a lot of thought on this yet, but I would say Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind is heralded as one of the greatest films in cinematic history. It's one of the most racist movies ever made in cinematic history, but yet it was looked at. I mean, it's still to this day the highest grossing film of all time. If you mixed it for inflation, is the highest grossing film of all time. One of the most racist films of all time. It has one line in it. It's just saying, fortunately, Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
Fuck you, Scarlett. Yeah, I don't give a damn.
And that somehow was such a classic Hollywood line. I hated the movie. I watched it, and I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt. But the movie is just disgusting to me. I can't get through what it's actually saying. And the fact that it is known as one of the greatest movies of all time, to me, is just laughable.
No, I hear you. That's a good one. If anyone else pop in your head, definitely let us know, Tony. Let's go over some of the people in the chat. Gecko says, Pretty Woman, Unchained Dirty Dancing. Do not say take that Dirty Dancing out of your mouth right there.
Wait, what do you mean Dirty Dancing is overrated?
No, that's a great movie.
How can a movie that was made for what, $20 million and became...
Oh, no, that's not what they were saying. They were saying typical fantasy movie that drove Pretty Woman, Untamed Heart, and Dirty Dancing. Wasn't saying overrated.
Oh yeah, Dirty Dancing is a great movie.
Yeah, but before I got you started, I just wanted to make sure I read the comment wrong.
Yeah, no, Dirty Dancing is a great movie. There's no denying that.
Studio 11 says, I came late to the party, but I'm dying to know how Citizen Kane made your list. I only asked because the cinematography is mandatory in film school, but I agree the story has holes. That's the exact reason. It's because I have taken and gone to some classes, like movie study classes, like, you go in, you watch movies, you analyze movies, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to do that even further. And like, I'd love Tony and I to be sitting in a master's class for taking movie analyzing shows and movies. That stuff's fun. And I mean, that's what we do every day. But when you get in the class, the teachers immediately come and say that. Exactly what you're saying, Studio 11. Citizen Kane's greatest movie of all time. I don't want to hear anything. No conversation. Citizen Kane, no, like, drop. There we go. GOAT movie of all time. I'm like, well, the camera angles in Psycho. But I don't want to hear about Hitchcock. I don't want to hear about Chaplin. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about that. No. But Citizen Kane is the greatest. I think it's a good movie. I think it's inspirational in some of the camera angles, and it is important for every cinematographer to watch it. But I think because of that, it's been projected into this ether of popularity that's just too much.
Yeah, that's just a great movie. Just because because they did some tricks with the camera that no one did before. Now all of a sudden it's this great movie. It's not about that. We're talking about the actual film itself, not the camera effects and everything else on it.
And it has some holes. And
all that. And it's not that good. I'll tell you what, I don't know the name of this movie right off the bat, but I do know that fucking won every award last year with Zoe Zandal, and she seems to be in a boatload of shit, but it always about the whatever he was, Cuban drug lord who becomes a woman, has a sex change, and he becomes a woman.
Well, won the Oscar last year. Let me see. I know. Let me see. Won the Oscar. Honora? Is it? No.
Yes. Is it Honora? No, Honora is not that good either. It's about that one with it's about that Cuban whatever drug lord who becomes a woman.
Someone in the live chat will know it.
Yeah, he gets a sex change, and now he's a woman. And it's a musical, and I watched that movie probably for 40 minutes, and then I woke up a day later. This movie was so stupid, and it was so dumb. It was nothing good about this. I can't think of one thing good about that movie. Not one thing. That movie was terrible. The singing sucked. Everything sucked about it. It was one of the worst movies I ever fucking seen in my life. And all of a sudden, it sweeps these Oscars and Academy Awards and wins all this shit.
It's all fucked up. The ones that win the stuff. It just pisses me off. I do want to mention something just because I want an opportunity to shit on him a little bit because he's not here. I know what would be near Joe's top of his list because me and him have talked about it several times. And near his top list is the movie Birdman. He hates Birdman for some reason and hates the success. I love it. I think it's fucking awesome. I think Michael Keaton's amazing in it. But he doesn't get the. I think that would be number one on his list personally. I think he told me last week. If people are curious what number one on Joe's list would be, it'd be Birdman. And I know some people. I was talking to some people. Some people were saying that some of Tarantino stuff, like Pulp Fiction, because it's called so good that when they finally saw it, it was a little overrated. I got a message about that. Someone said Scarface was overrated.
I think Quentin Tarantino, he goes for the shock factor. And again, it's another situation where you're looking at the camera angles and the things that he does in it itself that make the movie seem better and everything else than it is. I thought Pulp Fiction was a good movie, disturbing to see what happened to my boy Vin Rames, but things like that, I think as another guy, and I understand that his whole thing is he tries to do realism, like I want to do it real, but the N word slides out of his mouth far too much for me in his movies that it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And so and maybe that's just because I'm black and I feel that way, but it just slides out of this dude's mouth, and it's him specifically when he's playing characters in it that it just slides out of his mouth way too
especially
much.
In Pulp Fiction. That's specifically in that scene. He uses it a lot. My cousin David, who I mentioned before, who is a producer on the movie Rust. And if you haven't watched Rust, it's the premise of the movie is about a teenage boy who accidentally shoots and kills someone. It starts off slow, but it does have a good ending. Make sure you check that out to support.
That's the one that this dude went to trial for.
Yes, it is that movie. Right. My cousin David happens to be a producer on it. His overrated movies for comedies, he said The Interview, Dodgeball, and Waterboy. For action dramas, Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. For Marvel movies, any of the Thor movies and Guardians of the Galaxy.
All the Thor movies sucked, except for the one with the Hulk. They weren't any good.
Yeah, the one with the Hulk was good. That's just about it.
But besides that, every other Thor movie was terrible.
Yep.
There wasn't one. I remember I walked out. The second one that came out, I left the theater because it was so bad. And that was it. This last one that came out, I left the theater because it was so bad. Once he did, and I tell you earlier on the scene, I left the theater. When you see him doing a split, and he's holding back two like light speeders with his feet, and he's just standing there like that. I was like, I'm out of here. I was like, what the fuck is this garbage like this? I was like, this is disgusting. I left. I was like, I gotta get out of here. And I left right then. I was like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, Jackie Brown is a great movie. Pam Grier is amazing in that movie.
Jackie Brown is a good movie.
So
was the Django.
So yeah. I mean, we were specifically talking about Pulp Fiction. Reservoir Dogs was also very, very good. People said in the live chat. A couple other movies that didn't make my list that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit is these two first. I'm an asshole because I'm gonna put Christmas movies. I really, really don't like Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life. Like I love Miracle on 34th Street. Maybe it's because I'm biased to that one, like the original Miracle on 34th Street, Natalie Wood, and like I just think it's a fucking awesome movie. Santa Claus beating the shit out of people. Like I think it's really kind of cool, and I like a lot of Christmas movies. I do, but the way they play Christmas Story nonstop on television over and over again, and I think Wonderful Life, I never got it. I think there's better versions of the Mr. Destiny story. I mean, I understand it, but it's like I would rather watch, Mickey's Christmas Carol or something. I don't know.
Yep.
And
Mickey's Christmas Carol is better than all
or Scrooged or something like that.
Actually, doing that movie over. Scrooge is getting done over right now. I'm not. I don't like Christmas movies. I don't like specifically themed Christmas movies. None of them. They all bore me. I don't care if it's a Miracle on 35th. I don't give a goddamn about these goddamn walnut chopping motherfuckers walking down the street.
How about like the Griswolds? Do you like the Christmas Vacation or something like that?
No, none of it.
No
I don't
Griswolds.
like none of it. No, there's nothing. I don't. It was Christmas comes around.
Bad Santa. Bad Santa.
Bad Santa was funny.
Yeah, that's what like. Bad Santa's at least funny.
It was funny. So but I'm just not a Christmas movie guy. I haven't had anything that made me just want to watch.
I'm with you. Another overrated one is, and I know people love Will Ferrell, and I do. I think when he's funny, when he hits a beat that's funny, like on the SNL special, when he was doing with like in the moment, like they killed the crowd. He was number 2 to Eddie Murphy that night. Like if you're ranking the people that were the funniest on stage that night, Will Ferrell had the crowd almost as good as Eddie did, and Eddie was number 1. So I'll give him credit. And this is
why I'll say Eddie was number 1 in there too, because Will Ferrell gets jokes because of the outfits he wears. It's crazy.
And the spectacle.
Yeah, that's right. Like but Eddie don't have to wear outfits like that to get jokes. He's getting jokes in regular clothes.
Yeah,
so that would be the difference to me.
And his voice, like just the look on his face, doing the Tracy Morgan look, and that's the thing people forget about Eddie's impressions, because he's such a funny stand-up comedian and one of the funniest stand-up comedians of all time. Pause on that for a second, just to say, then he became one of the greatest movie stars of all time and comic movie actors, and he has great acting talent. He can obviously sing too and do lots of stuff and do voiceover work, but it gets forgotten about how good of an impersonator he is. His Richard Pryor, his Bill Cosby voice, his Sylvester Stallone voice, or his Italian dude, like he does his Stevie Wonder on Saturday Night Live. Like when he becomes somebody, he really fucking becomes them, Tony. Like he goes next level with that shit, And
he's great. He's Eddie Murphy, man. That's why I say he's the greatest comedian of all time. It's when you add everything together. I add all that into comedy. I add impersonations, and I add jokes and storytelling, and you put it all in there. Performance on stage, you put it all in there, and that's why I say Eddie Murphy is number 1. Because Pryor didn't do impressions like that.
No,
and that's what put him over the top.
And Carlin acted, but he didn't have the skill that Pryor or Murphy has, like charisma on screen, that the two of them could transform that onto screen and all of that sort of stuff. Okay, and my point of all of saying that was Elf is kind of meh. I think that's kind of an overrated movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but I don't count it. Same with Gremlins. I don't think that.
Let's put it like this. When I think about this,
do you like Home Alone, Tony? The Home Alone movie?
Yeah, Home Alone was good. I like her. I think Will Ferrell is. And I'm going to say this, and there's a lot of fans in there. Y'all can debate me all you want. He is the Timo version of Jim Carrey, to me. That's what I look at him. I look at Will Ferrell as the Timo Jim Carrey. I think he tries to be like Jim Carrey, but he's not as good as Jim Carrey. And that's what it is. I think everything he does, it's Jim Carrey-esque. And he's doing his best to be the best Jim Carrey, but he's not as good as Jim Carrey. If you put any role that he ever did, and you put Jim Carrey in there, Jim Carrey does it better. You put Jim Carrey in Elf, that's a much better movie.
I'd pay to see that.
Any role you give him, and you put a Jim Carrey in it, to me, he just tries to be Jim Carrey, and it doesn't work for me.
And Die Hard is a good Christmas movie. It is, but like it's again those type of Christmas movies that sort of I think what Tony was more saying is movies that like the plot revolves around Christmas itself.
Yeah, it's all about Christmas and shit. Die Hard's a great movie.
Gremlins is a great movie that just happens to be set in Christmas.
Yeah, I'm saying specifically Christmas. Like, oh, at the end they're just singing "Joy to the World" in front of the Christmas tree. Those type movies.
Ron Burgundy is one of my favorite, and I also like Talladega Nights are some of my favorites with Will Ferrell. But Will Ferrell, I feel bad for him. Like he got really, really upset that he didn't get the part of the Jim Buss in the Lakers series. Like he got like really, really angry about that. Like
because he would have overplayed it.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. And the guy who played Jim Buss in the series,
John C. Reilly, his stepbrother's co-star, and they're not friends anymore because of that. Like Will Ferrell like shut him out because he took that part.
Yeah, because he didn't overplay it.
No, he played it great.
And he would have made Jim Buss a character like that, and that's why you can't have him because he goes over the top too much with shit. He doesn't know how to just do shit and just stay in focus. He's always got to take it too fucking far. And I think that's why they probably didn't take him. They didn't want it to be a character of the person. They wanted it to be an actual depiction of the person.
Okay, this next movie I'm going to talk about that didn't quite make my list, but I do want to mention. It's tough because this is one of the ones I'm going to sound like an idiot because I don't like it because I know. And I was talking to Alan earlier, who was here, and we're talking about the deeper meaning of it and all that fucking shit. But to me, this always came off as like just a boring turd of a movie, just an excuse to like have some like softcore porn in it and stuff. And that's American Beauty. Do you remember that movie? It was with Kevin Spacey and what's her name from?
Was it Annette Bening in there?
Yeah, I think Annette Bening's in it too. Yeah, who's really good in it. She's the best part of the movie. And then it has that what's her name? That girl that's in American. Like whatever, the girl but whatever. I just always found the movie tremendously overrated and kind of full of itself, and like the film of watching the bag and then watch it floating in the wind. And yes, you're right, I don't get it, but I don't care. I don't want to get it because it's boring, and it's just an excuse to see fucking boobs, which I don't need an excuse to see boobs. I don't want to window shop. I don't want boobs unless they're in front of me most times. I'm past that point. You know what I mean? If the boobs aren't in the same room, Tony, I'm just like okay, whatever. Like I'm fucking pushing 50. I'm like. I've seen the boobs. You know, it's if they're not in the room in front of me, in my face, or they're new. You know, if they're Hollywood boobs, it's just like okay, cool. Who gives a fuck? Yeah,
you seen the pair. This is not me at 7-year-old watching fucking Porky's.
Yeah, watching a Marilyn Chambers movie or Porky's or something like that. You know,
it's like when I was at my last job. And they said, you guys did such a great job. Guess what? We're gonna give you a pizza party. And I was like, dude, if I was in kindergarten, you would have had me. Dude, I'm a grown fucking man, dude. I don't need no fucking pizza party.
Dude, is that like Severance? Right? They're gonna have like the Severance thing. It sounds like a Severance pizza party.
I'd rather you just give me a $20 gift card to Stewart's, motherfucker.
No, Alan, boobs are pretty great in general. I'll never not look. I'm just saying, like, I feel like that whole movie's point was for like boobs, you know, and like in like odd sexual energy type stuff. It's not a movie I revisit and go to. And at the time, it was one of those movies every person I talked to, oh, you got to see American Beauty. It's like the greatest movie.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey. That's shit. There's nothing special about that fucking movie. Or the Twilight franchise. Every fucking movie in Twilight was terrible to me. It was terrible. And I'd seen the first one because I was trying to sleep with this chick and her daughter wanted to go there. And I had to go down there with her and take her daughter to do it. And then I did get the ass after, but it to me that was more work than they getting the ass itself.
Yeah, just having to see that fucking movie. You have to do that. It does suck whether you like the guy or the girl, and you have to sit through their stupid, boring shit just to get to the point where you're getting some fun. It sucks. Or you have to go. You like a guy or you like a girl. You go to they like some horrible band. You have to sit through the whole music. I was married to someone who liked the worst band of all time. I had to go sit through concert after concert of listening to Dave Matthews go just to fucking fucking hang out with my ex. You know,
Yeah,
it's fucking awful.
I remember I was sitting there and I was eating my popcorn. And I was like, this blood better be the best fucking blowjob I've ever gotten in my motherfucking life.
Yeah, that's what John Haver. Was that shit worth it? I'll remind you that, like, good was, fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. Yeah, boobs are good in general. There's nothing wrong with boobs.
I love a pair of boobs. I love
Nothing.
it. I mean, I love a pair of big boobs. All small boobs. It's nicely shaped boobs. I love them.
The amazing
Big nipples. I'm about it.
The amazing Carler in the live chat says, I watched Twilight again recently with my kids, and even they were godsmacked with how cringe that shit was. And so Twilight definitely belongs on this list. The next one that I'm going to put on this list, I know this is a movie a lot of people like, but I find Jim Carrey's acting in this horrible, and I just can't buy it. And I know people love this movie. This is one of those movies, Tony, that I've pretended to like, or not pretended to like, that I've had to sit through to be with girls and stuff like that, and because they think it's it's not just girls. Like everybody loves this movie except for me. I think Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I cannot. No, every time I watch it, this is me watching it.
Yeah, it's a movie that I just can't even put. If I see it on, all right, like there's
I just start checking my phone and I don't pay attention to it. I can't.
There's certain movies that aren't great movies, but if you turn your channel dial and it happens to be playing from anywhere, you can just continue and watch it. Like Bloodsport to me. Yeah. All right. Bloodsport's not a great movie. But if it's on and it's in the middle, I don't care if it's the middle or the beginning, or it's just saying Kumate. I'll just start and I'll watch it. It was Bloodsport. Let me watch it outside.
Good job, Fish.
You know, this movie's not good. It wasn't good. You know, and you gotta let the guy be who he is. And this is what happened. Same thing with Stallone in Copland, another movie that was overrated, right? You're trying
just because of the cast.
You're trying to be what you're not. Just be happy of what you are and ride that shit to the sunset. You know, I don't know why people always got to be outside the box. I want to be a serious actor. I want to be, motherfucker, you're a stunt man with $1 billion. Keep making the stunt movies, man. Stay in your lane. And you know what I mean?
And you know what the problem with Copland was? All the good actors had small parts and Stallone carried the weight. And you're like, Stallone, that's not your thing. Just be quiet in the background and let Harvey Keitel do some shit. Yeah, you know, like, stop it, dude. De Niro's barely in this movie. Shut up, dude.
Yeah, just throw somebody through a window, Stallone, all right? That's your job,
you
man.
do it well, dude. Exactly. You do it well.
And it's a skill. Be happy with it. Why you got to try to be all over the place? Dude. And I hate when people try to do that shit. That's what, like Chris Evans when he left, you know, playing Captain America. Oh, you know, I want to do this. And motherfucker, what have you done since? Nothing. That's why you're coming back.
When Rick Grimes left The Walking Dead, it's like I'm going on to better things. Okay, Rick, what have you done, buddy? What have you done for me lately, motherfucker?
Not a goddamn thing. You know, at least the guy who plays Thor said he'll play this shit to the wheels fall.
Oh yeah. Like if I ever got that, that's the dream, Tony. If we got cast in some Marvel franchise over and over, I play that same part until I don't give a flying fuck. Give me that. Get me on that soap opera. I'll be on that soap opera until the fucking wheels fall off. Get us on the new 90210. We'll fucking there.
I'll be the next John Black. He was really black. I'll do that shit for the rest of my life all day and kiss on Marlena. I could do that shit. I'll be the next Stefano. Whatever you want me to be, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that people, they get inside their own head when you reach a certain part of success, and they get.
That's why Stallone on Tulsa King is like, he doesn't give a fuck anymore, and he's just going full. He's going full Stallone.
Yeah, I guess there's supposedly a spinoff with Samuel Jackson called Nola King, produced by the same guy and stuff, and his character will be introduced in this season of Tulsa King.
Interesting.
And now he's getting his own show out there. Samuel Jackson going to New Orleans to take over.
I'll watch that shit. Tony, is Taxi Driver an overrated movie?
Yes, it is an overrated movie. I mean, again, it's a line in it that makes the movie special. When your movie is known for one particular line, and that's what they try to say makes the movie special. To me, the movie wasn't that great. I didn't like it at all. I understand what it was when it was, you know what I mean? It just didn't do it for me. But, you know, I could understand why people thought it was what it was, but Taxi Driver, to me, is nothing special. Nothing that I turn on right now and say, this is movie is fucking great.
I think it has some moments and scenes, but I don't think it holds up as a whole movie in the sense of like watching it back and being able to kind of follow the narrative and be captivated by it. I think it's more of a series of scenes that hook together rather than a movie. Taxi Driver is a top 10 movie. I know some people put it in the top 10 for acting performances.
No.
Like, I get it. Like, it's a top 10 acting performance by De Niro. De Niro kills it in that movie.
Again, when we're dealing with movie, we're talking about the script of the movie and the whole movie itself, not just the acting in the movie. And it's not, the story is not that for me. I like Michael Douglas Falling Down better than that.
Falling Down's a great fucking movie, Tony.
I like that better. I think that's a better fucking movie than Taxi.
I just got a report on my phone. I don't know who it is, but my friend Nick, who's watching watching the start of the game, says someone just tore their Achilles again, and it's like the 10th torn Achilles this season in the NBA. Something weird's going on in the NBA with Achilles being fucking torn. I think people aren't tying their shoes tight enough, personally, or wearing ankle support. But someone I guess just got out. He didn't tell me who. He's assuming I'm watching, so he said, damn, another Achilles. So someone just injured their Achilles. I'm not sure who.
Oh, I wonder who it is.
Falling Down. Raging Bull is phenomenal. Falling Down is great. Yeah. Raging Bull is a great fucking movie.
It is amazing.
Alan says it's not even a great De Niro performance with Taxi Driver. I mean, I'd have to rewatch it. I think it's the imagery of it's probably more successful than the actual thing itself. I'm not talking to you. Are you the only one here? Is the Joker that came out a couple of years ago, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? I hear people saying that because of their response to the second movie was that an overrated movie. I think it was
the Joker. The Joker itself, the movie to me wasn't great because you didn't get any Joker into it until the end of the fucking movie for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and
that doesn't do it for me, right? I understand. Listen, the guy, he dieted, he got all skinny, he played. I understand these things.
Oh fuck! It was Halliburton. Oh, dude's been fucking fired this playoff run. Fuck, dude.
I don't care about Halliburton. I hope he's out for the rest of the year.
Hey, that's how I would feel if the Knicks were there right now because you guys beat us. No, I hear you. I'd hate that guy. If we had beaten the Knicks somehow, if we gotten past you guys, and he did that to us, like I'd feel the same fucking way, Tony.
The whole thing is we did it to ourselves. They ran the same play. We blowing them out that game.
Dude, blowing them out.
And they ran the same exact play.
And he hit like 9 of them in a fucking row, dude.
Times in a row.
6, yeah.
And hit all 6 threes in a row. And it's disgusting that the coach did. That's why the coach ain't here right now, because he wasn't able to stop the same play 6 times in a row and hit 6 threes in a row.
Yeah.
And wound up beating us. That's disgusting.
Dude, I am fucking with you there. Stallone, low budget Copland, got best talent and then tried to compete with Raging Bull and put on weight and shot it in black and white. I know a lot of people do love Copland. I saw Alan in the chat say bad taking Copland. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do, but I always feel like Copland's one of those movies that is, no pun intended, wasted talent. Like it could have been better than it was, but it didn't. The sum of its parts doesn't quite equal a great movie, unfortunately, with Copland. 100%. So
the story of it is a good story. It's a good premise. They didn't execute well.
No, and I don't think
that's just the bottom line. They didn't execute it well. And if people think they did, I'm not here to argue with you about it. But to me, when I looked at the movie, they didn't execute that movie well at all. They could have did a much better job. They should have let that script marinate and thought on it a while and pushed it back out there, and they could have did a better job with that script.
And Joker is just like Taxi Driver. It's also just like The King of Comedy, which is a less popular movie. If anyone's ever watched King of Comedy, it's
one of those movies. It's not good, and and people acted like it was something great and everything, but it just shows how bad it was. How people realized it when they watched the second one was terrible. It's not too, and that's not too far off the first. It's just a terrible movie. They're terrible movies. And the guy was just smelling himself too much. He probably didn't even want to make a second one, and it's probably forced him because they threw so much money at him. So he said, "I'm going to make the shittiest one I can make, and just take this money and go to the bank because it is one of the shittiest movies ever made in Hollywood history." And that's it. Let me go grab it.
Oh, cool, absolutely. And then I'm gonna fill my drink one more time when Tony gets back, and then we'll go for a little while longer. We'll go till probably about 9. What time is it? 8:30. We'll go to a little after 9 here, folks. So thank you for everyone joining us. Keep it coming in the chat. What are some of your overrated movies? Or we'll shift this over sometimes to some underrated ones too here at the end. Or maybe we'll talk a little bit some overrated shows or some random stuff. But basically, for the rest of the show, it's kind of ask us anything, push us in any direction here you want, as long as it's legal. We don't want any weird stuff. Keep your weird stuff over there, kids. I'm kidding. So the Joker is just like Texture. They are just remaking old movies now. They are in some ways. They're stopping any creativity for coming up with new stuff and just making up the same stuff over and over again. It's probably a great. Do you remember the media freaking out about the Joker? Cops are patting down people in search of bad. So many movies have had that at different times in different situations. Some Fish Tacos tonight asked us if Drive was overrated. I'm not sure if I remember Drive. Do you remember Drive?
Is that the one where, again, Zoe Gonzalo gets molested by Matt Damon in the car?
Oh, I don't know if I saw that one, but somehow when you sang that made me think of the Charlie Sheen one with Mickey Dolenz' daughter called The Chase. Do you remember that? It's like a comedy where they're driving and they're like having sex in the car with the cops behind them. Anyways, Tony, take over. I'm gonna just run and get my drink.
100%. Yeah, so there's a lot of overrated movies. We can go through the list. I can't see the chat, unfortunately. Chat, I'm sorry, so I won't be able to use your comments and anything, but. There are so many. And I think that it comes down to the Hollywood publicity stuff. Listen, there'll be people that'll tell you that Barbie was overrated. For the amount of hype and the amount of money that Barbie made, there are a lot of people that can tell you that Barbie was overrated. Now, me personally, I thought Barbie was a good movie. I didn't think Barbie was a great movie, but I thought it was a good movie. People could tell you that Oppenheimer itself was an overrated movie. I watched Oppenheimer. I thought it was good. I had great acting shots, but it was a lot of boring. It was boring to me. Didn't have a lot of action, not meant to have a lot of action, but it was boring to me. I don't think that Oppenheimer was better than the show Chernobyl. I thought the show Chernobyl was much better than Oppenheimer all around. I'd rather watch that show all day over than Oppenheimer. So I guess what makes a movie overrated in your eyes? I'm asking you, chat. Is it that the budget was so much that it just didn't live up to what the budget was? Was it that the hype of the movie was so much that it doesn't live up to the hype? What is your level of what makes something overrated?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me because I was talking about
Barbie.
The Barbie and Oppenheimer could be considered that. And they piggybacked off each other and made it both an event like Barbenheimer.
Yeah, and that was amazing the way it worked like that, and it bounced off of each other. But exactly, were both movies overrated because of driving people to the studio? And I think you asked an interesting question. I was talking about this a little bit at the beginning. Was what is overrated? Is overrated movies that win Oscars that shouldn't win Oscars? And that's why I was kind of doing it from my end of movies that shouldn't have won the best film, or like underrated shows too, shows that just people never hear of or don't give the right attention to. So, but like overrated stuff, it's stuff that everyone loves or everyone says tells you it's gonna be the greatest thing and isn't actually doing the thing. Alan, I did see your call, but I think you called my regular number, not the voicemail number. And the voicemail number, if people want to call in, we got the voicemail line open right now, 781-990-8509. Again, 781-990-8509. If anyone wants to call in and leave us a message right now, we'll play it on the air. Let's see if I can turn it on too. But for now, we'll take some voicemails unless anyone really has a direct question. Let's see. It would say Tony Fear. We got a super chat from our good buddy Kelly Johnson. It says Tony Teflon fears the fists of Bruce Leroy.
Listen, number one, that sounds gay. Right off the bat. I don't know. No need for fists and Tony Teflon in the same sentence. Number one. Number two, Kelly Johnson. The Don doesn't fear any man at all. Fake or not, I have the glow more than both of them do. Sure enough, and Bruce Lee. All right, I got my own glow going on here. All right, so I'm all about it. They could come get that word. Pause.
And don't bring any fucking kangaroos either. He'll fuck those fucking kangaroos up as well. The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown was overrated because of the crazy ass budget. That's another thing, Carla. And Tony mentioned this too. Movies that have huge budgets and don't live up to it, are those the kind of overrated movies?
Waterworld.
Waterworld, dude. This is what I was just about to say. Waterworld. Waterworld is a great example. But it ended up being shit. But you put so much money and time into it within the Hollywood system. Is it overrated? It is kind of overrated.
Yeah, Waterworld was terrible. I don't know how they read that. Kevin Costner's terrible. Like I
understand.
Had some shitty movies, really.
If it's not a baseball or a golf movie, like Kevin Costner sucks. Like I think Kevin Costner's best movies are Tin Cup, Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, and like that's it. Like that. No, but
I liked Open Range.
Open Range. He's good. He's good in the show. He's good in the show.
I liked Open Range, and I like this last Horizon. I think he's good on these. I like the Horizon. I did like watching that on Netflix. I wouldn't have paid to go see it, but I do think they did a good job with that. Right.
Wow,
there. So,
Miss Jackie C, who I saw, I was half asleep in bed watching, popping on the stream with Tony Teflon on Teflon TV a couple of weeks ago.
She did come on.
Wrong again, Alan. Wrong number. 781-990-8509. Not my actual number. Let's see. But yeah, I saw Waterworld at a drive-in. Have you in your entire life ever saw a movie I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a drive-in.
I've gone to the drive-ins many a time.
I don't think I ever went to a drive-in.
Yeah, I've been to drive-ins many a times. I've had sex at drive-ins many a time. There's one in Palatine Bridge called El Rancho. And that would be the one that I would freak.
That's so funny you say that. I have some good friends of my cousin Alan, but a band that I used to play with called El Rancho.
Y'all can look it up. Palatine Bridge in New York, El Rancho. I went to that one many a times and everything else. And I've gone in there. I went in there back in the day when there was these things called beer balls. I don't know if anyone.
Oh yeah, the beer. It's like a half a. Isn't it like a quarter keg or
like a round ball? And everything. Anyone in chat, give a shout out if you know what a beer ball is.
I know what a fucking beer ball is, yeah.
We used to take fucking 3 beer balls up in there in the back and a bunch of sandwiches in there and just get litty in there and watch these fucking movies. And this one always showed 2 movies. They always showed 2 movies every night, and the second movie was always better than the first. So you had to survive the first movie to
get to sit through that first piece of crap.
That was it.
But yeah, Al, I'm seeing that you called a couple times, but like I said, you're calling my phone. It's 781-990-8509. Funny enough, I don't even know if you know. So my real phone number is very, very familiar, very similar to that. Whoa. I've said it before. But I went to the drive-in when I was a little boy. Kelly Johnson with a super chat donation, and we're pushing this in any direction we want right now, Tony. Yep. Kelly says, Tony, Phil, lay down what's needed to save Game of Thrones franchise. I'll lay it down very, very goddamn simple right here, and we'll see if Tony agrees or disagrees. Dunkin' Egg needs to be fucking good, and it needs to be different than House of the Dragon and exciting and fun and like a new kind of vibe to something that Game of Thrones hasn't done before with like a simplified story. Basically, Dunkin' Egg needs to not suck.
Yeah, you have to have Dunkin' Egg. You have to be able to feel like you don't need to have watched Game of Thrones in order to have fun with Dunkin' Egg.
Yep.
You don't want it to be a retread, and that's the problem with House of the Dragon, that everything they do, they try to make you think of Game of Thrones instead of standing on its own 2 feet, all right? And the fact that it happened so far back from the original Game of Thrones, you don't have to have the people in the same fucking armor with the same fucking haircuts and the same hairstyles. Hairstyles don't last that long, 200, 300 years. No one has that Daenerys braid back then and is still rocking it. And they just try to make you think of Game of Thrones too much instead of just making you think that it's a show that happens to be set in that same universe.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the problem with these shows. You have to make it your own show and make it just your own thing, and then you could people will catch on just when you say the Stark's name and say this. You don't have to have them wearing the same armor Jon Snow. There's no upgrade after 300 years of the armor style. It's the exact same armor. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That's not the way to do it. Have them in totally different armor, totally different style, and everything else. Make it all different. And I think that is the problem with the franchise. They're relying too much on Game of Thrones and trying to make you think of Game of Thrones.
100%. You were talking about this on a different stream a while ago, but it's true. Like, what made something like Frasier work was you didn't see Sam until late into season 1 or early season 2. I forget when they finally come. They didn't lean on Cheers. They made it its own thing right from the beginning. You saw Lilith a little bit, but it just made sense with an ex-wife. If you're going to make a spinoff of anything, you need to, first thing, but beyond anything else, make it be able to be entertaining on its own to someone watching that for the first time. And House of Dragon is not that. And that has hurt it, especially with season 2 turning on. So if that's the case, then you have to lean into doing it for the fans. And House of Dragon season 2 did not do it for the fans of the book series. They specifically went against that and went against George. So if you're going to do neither, you're in this weird middle place. So you either need to cater just to the mainstream fans and give them something that's traditional, like that's a good representation of the words, and you didn't do that in season 2, or you need to do something completely different and interesting that sort of grabs people. And they haven't done either yet. I hope Duncan Egg will do it. And Kelly says, what movie could reinnovate? It's the same basic topic. Kelly, thank you for another super chat. I don't think it's a movie. I think Game of Thrones is a TV thing. I don't think a movie will save Game of Thrones. I think they got to
It's not about saving. It's there for the taking. You just have to do the right stuff. I mean, House of the Dragon season 1 was good.
Very good, yeah.
You know, it was good. It was nothing great. It was good. But they should have just, but they're trying to make it too much like Game of Thrones, and that's it. You want to have another spider, you want to have another person that's in this position, you want to have this guy do that. Just stay away from that.
Why did they go away from the feet stuff, Tony? That was interesting, but they took it away. They had to make it more like Varys. Don't make him like Varys. Focus on the feet.
Let him just be a feet fucker.
Let him be the foot fucker. Like, what the fuck?
Let him, we could let him get the fidussy.
Yeah, right? Let him get the fussy. You know, what the fuck?
Yeah, the fidussy. Let him have it
the fidussy.
Together and let him fuck it.
I love you, Tony. Let's get in the live chat. We got a call, too. We got a voicemail. Gotti says, I used to be on the UMass Amherst Discipline Board. For some reason, there was way more incidents involving beer balls than any other kind of beer container. I think it's because of ball, because it just sounds so fun, like you're having a beer ball. Animated series would definitely help Sam Beckett. Sam be. Now I'm just gonna call you Samuel Beckett from Quantum Leap because that's what my brain does every time I see your name. John Haymaker says I want a comedy show during the Game of Thrones world. Studio 11 Uncle D says Game of Thrones will survive like the Batman universe did once they put out a great adult animated series. I definitely don't think that would hurt the situation. Let's listen to a voice. Oh, go, Tony.
Before again, go through. If you're going to be successful spinoff, let's go through the ones. Frasier has nothing to do with Cheers, right? You don't have a guy in there that every time they enter the radio station, they scream his name, right? They didn't do that. They didn't do it, right? They didn't take it from there. If you watch the Jeffersons, you would never know they were on All in the Family.
Not after the beginning. No Archie.
You would think they have nothing to do with it. Laverne and Shirley. You don't have Laverne rocking a leather jacket everywhere she goes, right? They didn't do it. They didn't just take the things that work for Happy Days.
Even 75% of Better Call Saul, if you didn't see Breaking Bad until we get Black and White and the Black and White stuff, but Better Call Saul on itself, you can just watch without watching Breaking Bad. In fact, my friend Nick, who just texted me, watched Better Call Saul first. He tried Breaking Bad once or twice. He's like, I can't get into this. And then someone's like, oh, you're just like Slip and Jimmy. Watch Better Call Saul. And he watched Better Call Saul, and he's like, he watched Breaking Bad.
I know a lot of people who couldn't get into Breaking Bad, that they watched and like, it's just, I just don't get it. I don't like it. And love Better Call Saul. Yeah, it's amazing. Both shows are sitting at that table, Tony. And I know for you, The Wire is at the head of the table, and it's not a competition. But I'm saying, I put Better Call Saul above Breaking Bad. I think it's a better show than Breaking Bad.
I think the cooks were better at their job by the time Better Call Saul rolled around, but the narrative of Breaking Bad is better. But they both work. They don't work without each other. They're symbiotic of each other. But they're both
my top is The Wire's number 1, Sopranos number 2. Then I would put Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
right underneath that.
Mine would be very, very close, but and we'll do that at some point, Tony, as well. Let's listen to we got a voicemail from Alan, I believe. Let's see what we got wrong tonight. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what's going on. Let's see the live chat. She's made us sterner stuff. Studio 11 live. I saw Grease live to drive-in. Gotti, where was there a drive-in around where we lived? Like I can't remember one. Was it on Route 1? I must have gone when I was a kid. I'm trying to think. Someone earlier said E.T. is an overrated movie. I agree E.T. is an overrated movie. I don't think it's one of Spielberg's best. But
I don't know. Wait a second, though.
I don't think it's one of his best, but it's...
E.T. is E.T., man.
But it is E.T. It is E.T.
I don't know if you could say it's overrated because it wasn't supposed to be what it became.
Fair. Very fair point.
So
fair point.
It wasn't like E.T. was hyped up to be this great movie. It just took the audience by surprise. And E.T. is the first movie ever released on VCR tape. And I think that helped too. I know that because I was the first person in my neighborhood who had a VCR. The first one in the whole neighborhood of Elecchester. And I remember having that and people coming over by the hundreds. All the whole neighborhood coming over to watch E.T.
Oh, dude, I fucking loved it.
E.T. People could never believe you could watch E.T. in the house.
E.T. and the first Superman are the two movies. The first guy, we had this one dude in my family who was kind of a dick. His name was he had a tradition, Michael Smith. His last name was Smith, but he wasn't a dick. But he was like the first guy in the family that had a VCR, and I just remember going over his house and watching the VCR and watching E.T. And he also was the first person to have the Atari too. You know, like it was like oh my fucking
these
Atari.
VCRs cost $800 fucking dollars.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking incredible.
It wasn't like these VCRs were like it was like $800-$900 for these fucking VCRs when it first came the fuck out. It's expensive. Especially if you look at that, that's the 80s money, right? So you put that in there and do that for inflation. You took it over $1,000-something for a fucking VCR.
Oh, the ET video game definitely sucked and almost crashed video games in general.
That was terrible. I mean, the Pac-Man was worse for Atari.
Oh, that with the square stuff, you couldn't even do round shit. Yeah, that's
the worst Atari game ever made with a remix over was the Pac-Man. That's why when ColecoVision came out, it actually looked like the game.
Yeah, especially with the Miss Pac-Man one and shit like that. Okay, let's see. I hopefully you can hear this, Tony, because I have a slightly different setup because I was having some weird audio stuff, but hopefully you can hear the voicemail. Turn your. Let's see. Oh, I think they're just hearing us in the background. Let's see if he talks. Let me fast forward through it. I think you sent a empty message, Al.
He said it sounds like he kept the TV on. Wow.
Yeah, the TV on is the background. If you want to call back, definitely do, Alan. I agree with both of you, but when you create amazing, worth compelling characters, spin-offs just work because they're great characters with or without the original. Absolutely. Like if you create, and that's what you should do. And all Tony's examples were 100% those, like examples of like when you really create like unique characters onto himself. Like if you see Laverne and Shirley on Happy Days, they're not Laverne and Shirley. They're not the same characters.
No. Yeah, they play because right then Shirley's lovesick on Richie. She's just hanging all over him. She's about that life. But then when you get to Laverne and Shirley, she's a prude. She's scared to have sex with the big ragu. She doesn't want to have sex until she's married and anything else. Or I say rodeo dough, as they called sex in that show. They called it rodeo dough. I don't rodeo dough. Yes, you do rodeo dough.
Yes, you do rodeo dough. I forgot about that. It's been so long since I saw that show. That you do rodeo dough. Fish Taco has a question. Is Good Will Hunting and Dead Poet Society overrated? I would say neither of those movies. I think both those movies are properly rated.
Yeah, the Good Will Hunting, is a really good movie.
Yeah, and
even if you hate. You hate Affleck.
Yeah, he's minimized in that movie.
He's not even in it really at all.
Yeah, he's got a B part. Yeah,
I mean, it's a really good movie. It deserved they won the Oscar as deserving. So, they definitely did. I would say a movie that's like that is what is that movie with Denzel Washington? Antoine Fisher.
Yes,
it is like that. And it didn't get it's not the same, but it didn't get the same love as that movie. And I think it deserves that same type of love. Antoine Fisher was a really good movie, just on those lines.
Here we go. Welcome, Alan. Yeah, you're calling the wrong number. Welcome to the show, Alan. What's up? What's your question and or comment, sir? And where are you from? What's your name and where the fuck are you from?
And turn on the stuff in the background.
Yeah, and turn your radio off in the background. Okay, maybe he hasn't heard us. Caller?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, sorry. I left another message before. Where the fuck?
Can you?
I'm trying.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me right now?
I can totally hear you.
Okay, so
but I think it's like delayed.
Okay, what was your message about?
Okay, I had a few things to say, but now I can't. Okay, one thing was, you know that chick Thora Birch from American Beauty?
Yes.
Her mother and her father were both in the movie Deep Throat.
Oh,
but they don't do any scenes together.
Is Deep Throat a movie about like the person that get like the Nixon thing or whatever?
No, it wasn't.
Is it a different kind of Deep Throat? Is it different kind of Deep Throat, Tony?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Yes, it was a different type of deep throat.
That was a deeper throat.
Yeah, it was a deeper throat.
Yeah, that was giraffe throat.
Yeah, but I just thought it was interesting. Both her parents are in the movie, but they aren't in any scenes together. And the scenes are just amazing. They act like so great.
Alan, do you want to hear something funny? Black Candle in the chat asked if it was me on the phone. No, that's not me on the phone, but it is my cousin. This is my cousin Alan. Alan, welcome Alan to the show. Good.
I can't tell the difference between us.
I know
anyway.
we sound we're like twins, but we don't really know each other. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I want to say hi, Tony. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yep.
But do you remember? Do you remember
some bad takes in there? Oh yeah, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, yeah, bring it.
I can't see Jim Carrey in Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell does serious acting a little bit better. There's a great movie called Stranger Than Fiction. Will Ferrell plays a very subdued character.
I don't think I've seen that one.
A lot of pathos.
I don't think I've seen one. So do you not just to jump on that? So do you not think Jim Carrey's a good actor when he does the serious stuff?
You tell you the truth, I thought
that's the undercurrent of what you said there.
I thought it could have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of smashed his goofy self into his serious self, and it just
is Truman Show better with Edward Norton?
Oh, that would have been interesting. Was that a possibility?
No, I'm just making shit up.
That's a good one. I'd pay to see that.
When it comes to Will Ferrell, and the reason why I say he's a bootleg Jim Carrey is because I think everything he tries to do, Jim Carrey does better. I think that Will Ferrell tries to get laughs because of the outfits he wears. When you see Jim Carrey do the same thing to get laughs in the outfit he wears, I think he's better. I think Jim Carrey's better impersonator than he is. And then when it comes to physical comedy, I like it. Jim Carrey, this dude to me, not Jim Carrey, but the other Will Ferrell to me he's a fart joke comedian. He fart and people laugh.
Wait. Will Ferrell can be Jim Carrey is always like the guy you push around in the movie. He doesn't have people around him that look up to him well. Will Ferrell, if you ever watch the Semi-Pro. You see, you could believe him as. I
don't believe anything about Semi-Pro, Alan. I don't believe a fucking shit about that
part.
I don't believe shit about.
Could not do that part.
Will Ferrell can't play that part either, to be honest. That movie sucks, dude. That movie sucks.
Jackie, what? Love me.
Nobody's scared of Will Ferrell or Jim Carrey.
Yeah, no one's scared of either of those dudes.
No, they can't. No one's scared of those dudes. To me, it's like Will Ferrell is. Listen, I like it. So I thought he was great in Eastbound and Bound. I loved him in Eastbound and Bound, and I think it was great there because he wasn't too over the top with it. He was just enough. You know what I mean? When he did that character, he didn't have to go way over. And I think basically he was trying to play like a car dealership, Ric Flair. In there, I don't know if you've seen Eastbound and Down.
Woo!
And everything. That's all he kept saying. He said, "Woo! We gotta sell some cars. Woo! Woo!" and everything. But I liked him in that. I just think sometimes he goes just a little bit overboard.
Very fair. Do you remember anything else from your message, Alan? Because I honestly didn't get it. I'm sorry you left like a blank message.
You guys were talking about Laverne and Shirley, and just one thing: the Vodio Do Do or whatever. It's Vo with a V. That's actually from the song "Ain't She Sweet."
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you can actually see when the Beatles, well, Paul McCartney and George Harrison play it on the anthology thing, they stop and look at each other and go, "Bo-de-o-do-do."
Oh, so they were having sex there. Cool, nice. That's hot.
Oh, yeah.
That's some porn fucking shit.
Right in front of Ringo had to watch.
That's what Ringo did. That's his drummer's job.
There's a reason why his name is Ringo.
Exactly, Tony. He's earning. He's
the ring star.
He's
the ring
earning
star.
that shit. He's earning that fucking money. Alan, I love you as always, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Later.
Peace. That's my cousin Alan, who we'll have him on for an actual full show at some point in time.
I gotta go in a little bit. I'll stay
absolutely,
because I got my shows coming on that I'm gonna be covering.
Absolutely. I meant, does it start? What time does it start?
I'm gonna get another drink. The Gilded Age. It starts tonight at 9:00, so I gotta watch. I love the Gilded Age. That starts tonight.
It is 9. Let's go 15 more minutes. We'll stop at 9:15.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. You know how stupid I feel, bro? I had no idea. I've watched The Gilded Age for 2 seasons. I had no fucking idea that Bertha from The Gilded Age was the chick in this season of White Lotus.
Oh, really? Like I haven't watched The Gilded Age, but like I know who you're talking about on White Lotus.
The blonde haired chick.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was her. No, I had no idea it was fucking her until I watched the interview today. And they were like, "You're on the White Lotus," and I seen her on the White Lotus, and I was like, "Who does she play on the Gilded Age?" And she was like, I was like, "That's Bertha? Holy shit!" I mean, I seen Bertha Booty on the White Lotus. I always wanted to see Bertha Booty, and I didn't even realize I seen it. I had no idea.
Now, Tony, I do want to go for like 15 minutes or so more, but it is 9:00 now. If you need to go to watch a show
I'm good. I mean, I'll get another drink. We got 15 on it.
Awesome. We'll be on for 15 more minutes here. 15 more minutes. So I love the Gilded Age. Yeah, she was great in White Lotus. Jim is great. Will okay. Kowloon's the number one. Someone asked about the Kowloon. Let's see the live chat. We got Solis Baratheon Mustachio says, "Have you been to Kowloon's? Is it worth the drive?" We have been to Kowloon's. I don't particularly eat Chinese food, so you're better off asking Gotti or Alan in the chat, who are also from the area. I do know visually the place is cool. I've played poker there. They have poker tournaments there sometimes, but
I can't fuck with Chinese food. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. It's just not my.
I
show.
know the price of chicken.
You're gonna be paying for.
I know the price of chicken. I know what it costs by the pound. When I look at the amount you get in Chinese food, the math ain't mathing for me. Yeah, it just don't work for me, and I ain't fucking with it. That's me honestly being honest. I ain't fucking with it. I'm not doing it.
But yeah, she was great in White Lotus. If people are curious of what my list were and tuning in late, my top 10 list for my top 10 overrated movies are the Matrix franchise, Citizen Kane, Gladiator, Independence Day, Full Metal Jacket, Space Odyssey 2001, Fast and Furious franchise, Titanic, Dance with Wolves because it beat Goodfellas for best fucking movie, asinine, and number 1, the Avatar movies, because it takes James Cameron away from making good movies. The dude makes good movies, but then he gets trapped in these bogs of like making Avatar shit.
Fucking guys, these rich people like James fucking Cameron, who just have so much money that all of a sudden they want to explore. Now I'm a deep sea diver. I've got to get me.
I'm gonna do the abyss. Yeah, let's do the abyss because I want to do deep sea diving.
As far as I can under the water. You are that fucking bored with life. That's what you think about in life because you've done so much. Like Elon Musk and I'm gonna build a rocket ship, and Bezos. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build one bigger than yours. And you all this money. Fuck you people and your inventions just to do these things. Fuck y'all and all that. And NASA does it better than both of you. Fuck you, all you people. And as for everything going on in this fucking one, I'm not going to talk about get political about it, but I will say this. And every missile that Israel shoots up is $1 fucking million. Every missile that Iran shoots out there is $175 fucking thousand. Look at all that fucking money wasted for so stupid of a thing that we could help so many fucking people, bro. We could help
that money could feed people, dude.
In this world.
Again, I don't want to talk shit. I don't want to talk about that shit either. But just basic on the humanity level, that money could feed fucking people, Tony. That money could fucking feed people.
Feed save the world, no one has to be hungry, man. Nobody. And as Tupac said, we got money for war, but we can't feed the poor.
Feed the poor, yeah.
And it's not right, and that's all. I ain't gonna say no more.
No, yeah, exactly. No, and that's because it's not about any specific thing like that. It's just about the basic thing of no violence, peace. Like, let's be even in your way, Tony. You're as much of a hippie as I am. Yeah, it's like peace, love, and fucking happiness, dude. You know what I mean? Love everybody. Okay, I love the Gilded Age. She was great. My boss change lives. Exactly that stuff. Don't blame me.
I had no idea what's up. I feel so stupid now. Because now I see it, and now when I see it, I can't unsee it. But I had no idea that was her. When I watched White Lotus this season, I had no idea I was looking at Bertha. The voice wasn't the same. There was nothing there that thought me think of Bertha. I had no idea it was her. I had none. She snowed me the fuck over.
And that's fucking great acting. Okay, I don't know if this is what you were talking about or you're referring to the Lady Gaga song "Sonic Boy," but Poker Face is a show I haven't watched yet. Should I be watching Poker Face, Tony?
I heard it was good. It's the girl from Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah, I like Leone or whatever. Tasha Leone.
I heard it was good. I've never watched Poker Face, but I heard it was good. But I've never watched it myself.
Yeah,
I can't say. It seems like all the girls from Orange Is the New Black. Because you have the other black girl who was in there. Now she has a murder mystery thing.
Oh yeah, and she popped up on. She actually popped up on. Are you talking about Tasty?
Yeah, Tasty.
Yeah, she popped.
No, not Tasty. Not Tasty. It's the Crazy Eyes.
Oh, Crazy Eyes. Tasty popped up on a Marvel show. She was on one of the or Disney Plus show or some sort.
Yeah, she's in Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, it's Peacemaker. Yeah, she's awesome. She's fucking awesome in Peacemaker.
And she's in the Minecraft movie.
Great show. Orange Is the New Black is a show that doesn't get talked about often, but it had such a really amazing cast. And it was such a great show.
For a book that probably had 150 pages and they milked it all those seasons is crazy.
Yeah, totally, dude.
This is a fucking novella, and they milked it for all these fucking seasons. It's probably the record for milking a novella for that long and stuff.
And I mean, I hesitate to call any prison show fun, but it's a fun show. You got Porn Stash in there who connects to The Wire, and he's fucking amazing in the first couple of seasons.
You got the girl from 70 Show with some big ass titties.
Yeah, Laura Plimpton or Laura Plumpton, something or other, whatever her name is. All the women on Orange and New Black got blown up. They really did. Weeds was better, made by the same person, the Jenny whatever. I definitely like Weeds. I don't know if you got into Weeds, Tony.
Yeah, Weeds is better than that show. I liked Orange Is the New Black, but Weeds was a better overall.
Weeds at its best, especially in those first few seasons, was really great. Do you know who not the best part of Weeds was, but it was the best use ever in anything of Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon was hysterical on fucking Weeds. Like his monologues, he'd have these things. Justin Kirk, who played Andy too, was also very good on Weeds. And Cesar, one of the mafia dudes, one of the cartel guys, was really awesome too. The show kind of got into the weeds a little bit, no pun intended, I guess, in seasons 4 and 5, but I think it found its way back in the later seasons and ended it with a very awesome final scene where they brought back a song from the first season back into that. Tony, I'm rewatching a show. I don't know if you've ever watched. Have you ever watched Shameless?
Yeah, of course. I watched Shameless.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it now for the first time. I watched it once years ago. I'm rewatching it right now. I forgot how good it is. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, the father in there is probably, I don't know if they watched My Baby's Mother's father and just did his character over on television.
Yep.
But he's basically the same drunkenness and everything else of this guy. But my kid's mom's father was a big dude, so he was very. Oh,
he was very frank, like.
But he was drunk like that all the time, all day, time of the day, and everything else, and all that good stuff. So I thought it was.
Weeds
show.
Did end up jumping into the Shark Tank. Fish tacos. Tony and I will answer that question in a second, but the answer is Oz. Gotti, Piper Kerman, who wrote Orange and New Black, went to the same high school that we went to. And actually, when that show first came out in one of my early podcasts, Tony, I interviewed my teacher who knew her. And I was like, oh, you knew them, and I like had this whole fucking stupid interview with them. But I love Shameless. Shameless is awesome, Carla. I'm way into it. I'm like, when I end this, I'm gonna go continue my binge watch of Shameless. It's just I forgot how ridiculously awful it makes me feel, but in the best way. Yes, Sonic, your boy, Andy. You know,
I never heard of pegging until I watched Shameless.
With
I had no idea what it was. It was a thing.
I forgot. Like honestly, that's one of the things I forgot about the show, Tony. Like going back into it, I forgot about the whole Joan Cusack pegging side story in it.
I had no idea about it at all. I had no idea until I seen it in that show.
So Tony, question in the live chat asks, Oz or Orange Is the New Black?
Man, Oz. I don't think. Listen, man. There's
I was trying to get an Oz sound.
I'd rather watch the women in Orange Is the New Black as a man.
Fair. I'm talking. Forget all the penis versus the boobs.
I'm saying, if we're just talking, I'd rather see the poker face chick than Anna Beasy any day. I rather see that. But I'm saying, as overall quality of show, it's not comparable. Oz is much better.
Oz at its best. I mean, I think Orange Is the New Black. If we judge the best seasons, and that's a different question. When shows don't maintain their quality, Tony, when we talk about them historically, do you talk about a show at its best, or can multiple seasons water down the product? Like The Simpsons, we talked about this, and I want to mention this because you and I did on Teflon TV, and if you haven't checked this out, definitely check it out. It is a best spin-offs pod. It's similar to what we did. I did here tonight, but best spin-offs since on Teflon TV. Make sure you're subscribed to Teflon TV and check that out if you haven't already. But we took a couple people in the comment section, arguably so, got on our ass for not putting Simpsons as S tier, because The Simpsons at its best is S tier, but it's gone on so my argument, which I pushed for it to be A, because it's gone on so long, it's diluted the quality. Can a show? Am I wrong? Can a show should we judge shows at its best, or do we? You
got to take the whole thing into consideration. It's not fair. If this, it's just like, it's hard to say, right? I'll put it like this. And I could give an argument for both points. All right. Let's look at it like this real quick. Mike Tyson is the baddest man on the planet, right? Like when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Do we look down on Mike Tyson because he lost to Jake Paul when he was 60 years old?
No. He was so stoned, right? It doesn't fucking matter.
So if we look at it that way, then we got to take The Simpsons for what it was at its best.
Then I need to alter that vote in retrospect to us talking here, and it belongs in the S tier. Whoever called us out on that, Simpsons, if we're taking the first 5 seasons of The Simpsons as the best seasons, if we're talking about The Walking Dead at its best, talking about a show, or Lost at its best, then that's different conversations. And The Simpsons, yes, will be an S tier. Then to your point, Tony, you're right. That's an excellent point, and I will put there. Studio 11 says Oz hands down for story, but you're right. TNA over penis shot any day, Tony says.
Any day. It's not close. I just wish they got that Puerto Rican chick's ass, because she had a fat ass, and I was just hoping for her to see it. She did after this. She did the wife of George Lopez in the spin-off in the show with him. I was waiting to see her fucking ass. I wanted to see that shit bad, but she probably was in her contract. She wasn't trying to show her ass at all in that.
Not that kind of thing. Alan says in the live chat, I learned about pegging from a girlfriend who was in X 2 minutes later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hope so, Alan.
2 minutes later, we're breaking up.
You may call it with a different story.
Yeah, we're breaking up. Good tale, like a good tale. People say never watch Lost. So you let her peg you, and then you dumped her, Alan. Jackie C's getting Jackie C's not gonna let you go with this one, Alan.
Yeah,
Jackie C's
don't set yourself up for that one.
Yeah, Jackie C's asking questions here.
Yeah, sometimes you got to keep some things to yourself.
Fish tacos tonight. I definitely want to talk about this, and we're going to start to wrap this up because I told Tony I don't keep him here 15 more minutes. Fish tacos tonight. Nip Tuck, or at least till Tony finishes his drink. Nip Tuck was how I was introduced to Peter Dinklage. Nip Tuck is one of those underrated shows, and it was how I was introduced to Peter Dinklage as well. People that are Glee fans or American Horror Story fans, Ryan Murphy's first show was Nip Tuck. That kind of broke. Nip Tuck was a good fucking show. It was
a good show. It was definitely. I could see him doing that show over. Over now with the Brazilian butt lift craze and everything else and all that. I could see him doing that show over and making a funny show with that.
Yeah, they could definitely do something interesting. Couple more comments. Nonfiction says Natasha Lyonne was on Pee-wee's Playhouse. I did not know that. And I love Shameless is great, and I totally watch Oz for the Parade of Penis. Yeah, Gotti, who is a gay gentleman, totally watches Oz for the Penis. I remember I was so naive, Tony.
As he said, it's not the it's a fucking parade, right?
Oh yes, you're seeing the chat. It's a parade of penis.
Parade of penis. This is a fucking. They got floats hanging off their fucking penises while they're going down.
Adebisi's in the Macy's Day
Big Red Dog, and you got a fucking turkey attached to the penis while they're going down. This is a whole parade of penis in this fucking.
Yes, exactly. Like I totally didn't read Gotti's comment right. It is a parade of penis, Tony. But I was like talking to this girl I used to work with, and I was like, "Oh, I'm such an Oz fan," and she's like, "Really, you're an Oz fan?" And I'm like, and she was like, "Yeah, I watch it for the dick." And I was like, it totally didn't occur to me. I'm like, oh my god, someone would watch Oz for dick. I'm like, oh, like I watch it for fucking the drama and Ernie Hudson and shit like that. I really love seeing Ernie Hudson. He's awesome. I definitely watched the Pee-wee documentary. That was fucking great. Even if the best shows the last decades jumped the shark and The Simpsons. Yeah, if a show jumps the shark, it definitely deserves to be kind of judged for its best days, I think, in most cases.
Yeah, as I say, just look at any professional boxing, man, and just look at it like that. Mike Tyson will be Mike Tyson, not because he lost to Jake Paul. No one gives a fuck. Do you think? Remember him for what he was when he first came out? Tony,
separate subject, and people might tune out for this. Is if your basketball GOAT is Michael Jordan, do you take away points because of the wizard shit? I don't.
No, of course not. He's fucking Michael Jordan.
It's Michael fucking Jordan, dude.
It's Michael Jordan. He's the best.
He averaged 20 points a game on that shitty ass Wizards team, dude.
He's the greatest basketball player who ever lived. Greatest basketball player.
He is my GOAT as well.
There's no better. There's never be better.
It's funny.
If someone was better, I would say it. It's really not close.
Yeah, I don't even like Michael. I don't even like Michael, Tony. But do you know why Michael wins it? Because it's not just offense. He was also one of the best defensive players of all time. It's both sides, dude. It's both sides.
He's the best basketball player, and that encompasses everything who ever lived. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time.
Shooter or scorer. Steph is the best long-range shooter of all time.
Putting the ball in the hoop, Kevin Durant, there's nothing he can't do. Whether it's three-pointers, post you up, or mid-range games, or off the dribble. No one can score as good. But Michael Jordan shouldn't just score. He could score and he'll shut you down. If he played you and D'd you up, you couldn't score on the
he would guard the point guard, the faster guy. He shut Magic down in the finals. He locked. Yeah. He's like me and Scotty, and then if he didn't get you, Scotty got you. And Scotty is like an underrated douchebag. He's like a total underrated douchebag. He might be a douche, but he's fucking underrated. It isn't like Michael's stepson fucking Scotty's ex-wife. There's some fucking hinky shit going on. It's like Michael's.
He did. They were on the Traders together.
Oh, I did not know that. And by the way, Tony.
Marcus Jordan.
The next season of the Traders looks fucking awesome. It's got Rob Sesternino on it, which I can't wait to talk about, and we'll definitely talk about that. Couple more comfortable comments. Michael Jordan would have been a conqueror. Tony, one thing I will say: who is a better actor, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? Space Jam 1 or Space Jam 2?
Space Jam 1.
Space Jam 1. I agree.
Yeah. I can't go with LeBron. Jordan wasn't good.
No,
they're both not good. But he's better than him.
Yeah, he's better.
He changed advertisement. He changed the amount of pay players got. There was no big billboards of basketball players until Michael Jordan got there.
No one had shooters.
He raised the NFL. Everything that everyone gets in the NFL now is because
shoe endorsements and shit like that. They making his own shoe, all that sort of shit. All that started from Jordan. As Studio 11 Live says, before Jordan, did we really know humans could fly? Not really. I mean, the doc definitely put it down, but Jordan flew. Okay, so the Pee Wee documentary is great. Everyone, make sure you watch that. Make sure you subscribe to Teflon TV. It's the holiday season, so we're all going to be a little sparse with our streaming. That's why I'm going to make sure I go on tonight. But Tony, you got anything upcoming?
Yeah, I'm doing the Gilded Age tonight. I'll drop that video tonight for the Gilded Age. I'll do a live stream on the Gilded Age. I love uppity white bitch. I think they're so sexy, so I love watching it and stuff. So I ain't gonna lie about it. So I can't wait to see the uppity asses tonight and everything else. I love the Gilded Age. I'm watching that. I'll get that popping. And then we got right after that, we have the Institution on MGM. The Institute on MGM. Looks good. We'll be covering that simultaneously and stuff like that. So I'm glad to be in the mix. Then we got Dexter right after that comes out.
Dexter, yeah. The more I look at this cast, I'm excited for the Dexter thing. Even if it's not the best shit in the world.
It's got Uma Thurman.
It's got Uma and Peter Dinklage.
I wanted to name my daughter Uma.
It's got Jessica Jones too, Tony. It's got Jessica Jones and Uma Thurman and Peter Dinklage and Neil Patrick Harris. And Neil Patrick fucking Harris, dude. I didn't even notice him. It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Fucking dairy. It's gonna be fucking legendary.
Yeah, the cast is too good not to get into it, to watch it and everything. So.
Queenly says, Tony, thank you for making all those videos on Sinners. I just purchased the video.
No problem. Thank you for watching them. I really appreciate it.
And everybody, if you haven't already and you enjoy this crap, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, share the shit with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to Teflon TV and make sure you subscribe here. And we'll be on soon to talk about some more bullshit. Have a happy holiday if I don't talk to you, but I'll be on soon. Whether it be on Tony, and make sure you do subscribe to Teflon TV because that's my second home. We'll be on, and I'll have Tony back on a little bit, and sometimes it'll be multi-stream. So just make sure you're subscribed to fucking both of us. Just fucking do it, okay? So Doogie Howser, MD, makes everything better. It is really an insane cast, Jackie C. It's a lot of really good shit. Thank you, Jackie C, John Haymaker, Celeste Baratheon, Stay Fresh, Sonic Your Boy, Jackie C, love you guys, Queenly, Alan, Gotti, thank you guys, both my cousins in the live chat. You guys are fucking awesome. Nonfiction, great to see you. Oh, binge watching Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan is an underrated show, especially the early seasons of Ray Donovan. Really fun.
So was Bosch. I like Bosch too.
Bosch is pretty good too. Ray Donovan, I like, is a show that I fucking like missed out on while it was going live, but it definitely has a fun cast. Oz for the penis again. Studio 11, lots of Oz. I learned more about pegging from Sex and the City, Jackie C. I learned a lot of things. Was it Samantha? I'm assuming it was Samantha doing the pegging.
It's got to be Samantha.
It's got to be Samantha. It's always Samantha.
Lastly, we call her.
Yeah, that's what that show's missing. We just got another sponsor, Fish Taco. Thank you, Fish Taco. Tonight, you've been the MVP of the evening, Fish Taco. Love you, everybody. Thank you. Have a good